Sports, sports in the city. Sports in the city. We keep in the gritty with that sports in the city, yeah. We keep in the gritty with that sports in the city, yeah. We keep in the gritty with that sports in the city. Sports in the city. Welcome to that sports in the city, y'all. From the east to the west coast, from the south to the north. There's a sports in the city wherever you are, man. Thanks for tuning in to Sports in the City TV via the iRant Network. I'm your sports G. Reed Richards with my partner in crime, BK Ty. Logic on the ones and twos. What's up, bro? Peace, God.
Evening, brother. How you?
I'm great, man. Peace, God. We're back in Sports in the City, live from the arena. What's the deal, my brother?
All good, brother. All good, man. Getting deeper and deeper into the fall, man. Closer to the holidays. The year's almost over, man. You know, in my opinion, the best time of sports is in full swing.
Yeah.
You know, every arena, every stadium, every field.
Equinox.
You know, shouts out to every fan across the country and around the world. We appreciate everybody that's checking out the show. We ask that you would hit that like button. If you're digging the content, absolutely hit that subscribe button if you want to come back and see other shows that we do. Shout out to you, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, God. I'm doing great, God. Yeah. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Check in while we're on live. Leave your comments. Let us know which top shelf sports topics you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Want to sponsor the show? Let us know. I'm here with my man BK Ty. What's good with you, bro? I'm here, man. I'm here on deck, ready.
You know, we about to get it in. You know, hitting that sports from the sports fan point of view, man, from the everyman point of view. You know.
Yeah, and in honor of all of the veterans and salute to all of the veterans, I'm wearing my camouflage Sheepshead Bay Sharks camouflage. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Sheepshead Bay back in the day.
For sure.
Go back to the
Bay.
Salute
to you, brother. Salute to you and all the other veterans out there, everybody that served for the country, man. Shouts out and respect to all of y'all.
Thank you, man. And we're going to just take a moment of silence, man, before we even get the show started and get into our 1-2 like we usually do. And just take a moment, man, just to take a breath, man. And just, even if you're not in no military situation, you're a veteran in wherever field you are, whether you're on the streets, whether you're on Wall Street, you're on Main Street, you in the hood, wherever you at, man, you're a veteran. You've been holding it down for years. You know what I'm saying? So salute to all of the veterans out there. It was Veterans Day. We didn't get to drop our 1s and 2s and big up the veterans last episode because it was, you know, a couple days before, like 3-4 days before. So we doing it now, you know. So we're gonna get into it, man.
Hey, real quick, I want to say in regards to Veterans Day, for real, salute to everyone who served, salute to all current active military, but straight up and down, just salute to anybody and everybody that puts their life on the line for somebody else's cause, because that's the true definition of a soldier. So salute.
Yep. Absolutely. Definitely, man. So here we go, man. Let's get to it. This is going to be a classic. Yo, Logic, man. This is going to be a monster, man.
It's gonna be a monster, man. That's gonna be a monster.
Yep, Sports in the City via the iRant Network presents Top Shelf Tuesday, the Salute to the Veterans, episode 9, kicking off with NFL Helmet to Helmet segment, week 10. We'll be high stepping through the league like Coach Prime. You know how he used to do it, Ty. He used to do it, man. He used to high step on them, God. He used to high step on them, man.
Prime time was that. Prime time. What they say now? That's what I was about to say. What do they say nowadays?
He's him.
He was him.
I'm him.
He was him for sure.
They're himmy. He gets a himmy.
He was him
all
for sure.
Time. He was definitely him, man.
Was a decent baseball player too.
Yeah, exactly, my brother. Definitely. He played other sports, man. That's
He was
why.
in high school. He was a basketball phenom in Florida, from what I understand.
Yeah, basketball,
football, and baseball.
Yeah, man. So definitely, man, we high stepping through the league like Coach Pride, man. As a record, 6 teams get pipped this past week by the walk-off field goals. Six teams get pipped. You like that word I came up with. I dunked up out the archive, pipped. He was like, word, that's what you want to use? I was like, yeah, pipped, man. It means to lose by a small margin. Yeah, 6 teams got pipped by field goals in the NFL this past weekend, man. It was a historic week for the NFL, man. When you talking about your equinox, man, we bring things into existence. Because honestly, I never really heard nobody talk about an equinox until you started really bringing it to my attention, guys.
Hey, you know I've only learned about that, I think maybe 6 or 7 years ago, like right before the pandemic. Like I always knew about it, but I never knew the word for it until about 7 years ago.
Right. And then we gonna move on into round ball around the world. We picking and rolling through the rundown in the NBA week 3. We gonna see how you see that. Then we gonna move on to reaching the summit. We'll be backpedaling like Travis Hunter. I ain't really see Travis Hunter really doing his thing like he was doing before. Ever since he got hit up in them ribs or that chest section, he been kind of quiet. Am I wrong? Yeah, he been back. They've been losing. They ain't getting the same burn they was getting before. But we're gonna run through the slate of games like Travis Hunter, for the NCAA games. The Big Ten drops the hammer on Michigan, suspending Coach Jim Harbaugh for 3 games. Harbaugh speaks out. Matter of fact, pardon me, he speaks out. Hearing is on Friday. Texas A&M gives Jimbo Fisher his walking papers, but he's guaranteed like $76 million.
That's crazy.
I have to get with Jimbo how he pulled that off. That's crazy. That's bananas, out of this world. They fired him, but he's guaranteed $76 million, bro.
Yep.
Bro.
Come hella high water.
$76 million. And then Mississippi State drops Zach Arnett, reaching the summit part 2. We got your girl, Caitlin Clark. She dropped like 44 last week, bro. You heard?
What's that? I didn't hear you, bro.
I said Caitlin Clark dropped 44 last week.
Caitlin Clark got busy.
Bro. Yeah, that's reaching the summit part 2. NCAA men's and women's week 1 rundown as some of the top teams take week 1 losses. Now we moving on to guts and ice. We're skating through the NHL standings. Salute to Henriq Lonquist, who got inducted to the NHL and the Rangers Hall of Fame. And Adams Johnson, that we spoke about a couple weeks ago, it wasn't an accident.
Hold up, I can't hear you, bro. Hey, Jock, kill that video, bro. Or the music. Some music is playing and something is playing.
It's not on this side.
That's on me. That's on me. Never mind. That's on me. I'm tripping.
All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, that accident that we reported a couple weeks ago, the NHL former Penguin player.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's becoming a murder.
Yeah. They haven't released the name
right now. They're just speaking about reckless endangerment, and they're probably gonna escalate them charges.
They're definitely going to escalate. They're definitely going to bring them up on charges, man. They trying to say it was intentional.
Yeah, God.
That's
And then
crazy.
live
I've
from
never
the
heard that.
diamond.
I've never
Yeah.
heard that. Well, then again, we've never had in sports where, I mean, outside of contact sports like combat sports like boxing, UFC, that kind of stuff. We've never had somebody
Bro,
that
you got a
died.
weapon on your feet.
Yeah, but we've never had
And
anybody
in your
die in
hand.
professional sports, right, at the hand of
I mean,
somebody
we
else.
haven't really done a deep dive, as you would say, into the NHL to really get into that subject. But I'm sure if you have a stick in your hand and skates on your feet, especially if you are a black man trying to break into the sport of hockey, if they use those as weapons, so we can't even speak on that right now. It's just it's the investigation is pending. But
Yeah,
I
man,
was
but
just
I don't I'm sorry, go ahead.
now I was just saying that we have to just let the news develop before we, bring any judgment to the forefront. You
I think
understand what I'm saying?
you can definitely accuse somebody or suspect somebody of being reckless, which I think is the case with the person that they arrested. But to say that somebody would intentionally in game
They
try and take somebody's life,
didn't
that's
release his name
crazy.
yet because the
No, because
investigation is still
yeah,
pending.
well,
But
because they haven't officially charged him. He's a
bro,
suspect, but until
well,
they officially bring charges on him, that's when they release his name.
because when you do the coronary, right? You do the, you got to put the death certificate and all that together, and the cause of death is no longer an accident, bro.
I mean, technically, it is. It is.
Nah, they
I think. I mean,
they
outside of them
reported
two.
today. It was reported today that the charges were elevated. But we're gonna get into that. Let's move on, bro. Let's move on. Live from the Diamond, the offseason begins. It's time to award the best of the best, and the winter talks heat up. And then our monsters of the week with the usual suspects and some new additions. Lastly, rising to the occasion like underdog with the upsets of the week. Then we got the rounding out, ending the show. We got BK Ty's top 5. So let's get to it. Strictly top shelf, off the top of the pile. Logic, man. You know how we are, man. We rising from the bottom to the top, so we definitely underdogs.
To fear, underdog is here.
Yes, let's get to it. NFL helmet to helmet. Kicking off week 10. We'll be high stepping through the league like Coach Prom. As a record, 6 teams get pipped this pack week by walk-off field goals. Yo, did you catch any of those, guys? Did you catch any of those games, man?
That Denver game. That was that was wild, man. That's all I can say. That was wild.
Denver?
With Denver and Buffalo yesterday, man. I don't know what's going on in Buffalo, man. But you see, they done got their defensive coordinator up out of there.
Yeah, there was
like he's the one that's coaching Josh Allen.
That's a good point.
Josh Allen giveth and he taketh away. You know,
I'm gonna tell you what's going on.
I'm listening.
Josh and Diggs, they don't rock with each other, bro. When you got your top wide receiver, who's the top, arguably top 5-10 wide receiver in the league, with a bona fide top 5 quarterback. Because regardless of his mistakes, when you go through the league, who are you gonna trade Josh for? Who would you say, like, yo, I'm gonna give up Josh if you give me?
I don't even think it's a matter of like, I don't think
who would you give up Josh for?
I mean, it would have to be another QB. It would have to be QB for QB.
Who would you give up Josh for?
I don't know, because how often do teams trade a QB in his prime or an up and coming?
Regardless, that's what's the situation. It's not working in Buffalo. Diggs is disgruntled. Who you getting rid of then? So if you can't answer that, who you getting rid of then? Diggs or Allen?
I don't know, man, but Allen, like as recently as 2 years ago, was like a top 3 quarterback in the league, man. And he's only going to get better. He's not going to get worse. I don't know what's going on right now. Allen, Josh Allen.
2 years. He's been
Wasn't
in the
it?
league more than that, bro.
No, I didn't say he's only been in the league 2 years. I said he was in, like, as recently as 2 years ago, he was considered like a top 3 QB in the league. Wasn't he like an MVP candidate, something like that, right?
He still is, bro. He still is.
Absolutely. So I don't think
he makes a lot of mistakes. It's like he's what they call or they consider a gunslinger. Absolutely. Josh Allen is gonna sling the ball. It's like I said with the Cowboys sometimes, feast or famine. When Josh makes a play,
Brett Favre used to be like that.
Correct. Brett Favre used to be like that as well. And until he stops, he's been turning the ball over at least 2 times a game for like the past 10 games. He has the most turnovers in the league.
Yeah, I think an interception in the last 6 straight games.
You're not putting your team in an advantageous situation when you're doing that. And that's probably what Diggs is mad about.
Yeah, probably mad about only 3 receptions too.
Well, he got targeted 5 times. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand where the organization is coming from because I'm like, at the end of the day, bro, like keep that in house. You ain't got to keep like balking in public.
Yeah, because didn't his brother tweet something about that yesterday or last night or something, or this morning?
Yeah, his brother tweeted something about number 14 needs to get out of there. So what are you going to do after that if you the GM?
I mean, you gotta. I don't know, man. You gotta look at the coach.
Number 14, you need to get out of there. You the GM. You talking about nah, bro. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go, bro. There's no reconciliation after that. After a tweet like that, and yeah, Twitter fingers. But Trayvon is a superstar in the NFL himself, so he already know the consequences. Once you put a tweet out there like that, what do you expect the team, as you like to say, the higher ups up in the front office? You say tanking doesn't take place on the field, right? Well, your man, Stephon just tanked on the field. He just tanked on the field. He just gave up on the Bills.
But that was the whole point that I was trying to make about tanking.
Nah. We're just talking about
the directive comes from the front office.
Bro, we're not getting back into last week.
When the players,
like I said,
when the players are discontent, man, they're not going to play hard. So it's not
hard.
That's
just Stephon, bro. He's like a diva, bro. You know how them wide receivers are, man. Because at the end of the day, he should be happy to play. Excuse me. He should be happy to play with Josh Allen. Where's he going? Unless he go to like where? Where's he gonna go? Kansas City and be like the Kevin Durant of the NFL? Where's he going? To the Cowboys?
Your guess is as good as mine,
bro. Like, and I really don't like what Stephon is doing because you're disrupting the whole morale of the team. And when we talk about moral victories, they don't take place on the field. Morale is built up before you even walk on the field. That's your morale. And when you're going through hard times during the game and you in the trenches and the team comes back from off the field onto the sideline, the coaches have to big up the players and build up their morale. So no, moral victories are not won on the field to play. Like, we're not doing that. But you can see the coaches doing what they supposed to do, which is keep the players up. And Stephon Diggs, having him on, he's like, I have to kind of compare him to James Harden. as soon as he, and we're gonna get into that in another segment, but as soon as he was off the Sixers, bro, they go on a winning streak. Maxey breaks out, and I saw this from like maybe a couple years where I was like, yo, Maxey will play a lot better without James Harden and the big beard on the floor, like taking up all the space, taking up all the shots, and being such a ball hog and having to have the ball in his hand like all the time, man. But you know, that game with the Bills, man.
You know, and I hear what you're saying about the wide receivers being a diva, but you kind of can't blame them. They're the one position on the field that cannot excel if a teammate doesn't give them attention. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but to the Bills, when we're speaking about the Buffalo Bills, though, it's to a detriment. Like, listen, we're gonna employ, in that case, I would employ analytics in that situation. And I would let Stephon know, like, listen, after 10 targets, your efficiency rating starts to go down. We're going to cap you at 10 unless you're wide open in a crucial situation. Because the other point to this is also, if you're a quarterback and you're playing a game and you're trying to make plays, if that person is double or triple teamed, you're going to still throw to them. And sometimes he probably tries to do that because Stephon be coming into the huddle barking at him like, yo, Josh, get me the ball, man. I'm him.
Right. So it's a double-edged sword. You got the wide receiver that's a malcontent. You know, he's coming in there and you know he's not happy. You know he's going to cause a problem if he's not happy. So now you start trying to force passes and trying to force plays and, you know, turnovers and stuff. So it's, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Because on paper, the Bills are a better team than the Broncos, bro.
Of course. I mean, the Bills are a better team than the Broncos, period. That was a fluke loss. That was a fluke loss. The Bills did that to themselves, dog. If they didn't have 12 men on the field, that game would have been over. They'd have left home they would have walked out with the W.
But the root cause is, I don't think that Stephon and Josh Allen have that chemistry, man, that a wide receiver and a quarterback QB should have, bro. I don't think they get along. Because remember, Stephon has been doing this since the postseason of last year, bro. And his brother just tweeted out, yo, 14, you need to be out of there. Like, you're my brother. If I want to stay on this team, why would I be like, all right, tweet that, bro? You understand what I'm saying? Unless me and you are brothers and we speak about that, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
if I told you I want to stay on the Bills, would you tweet that?
No, because, you know, controversy sells and whatnot, you know. So yeah, if I tell you I'm good, I'm happy, you ain't gonna run to, like, you know, Twitter and put that out there. But if I tell you,
I don't even think it's a controversy situation. I think Stephon just wants out of there, bro. Listen, man. Their coaches are beefing on the sidelines. Josh and Stephon are beefing on the sidelines. Stephon is beefing with the offensive coordinator. It's not a good mixture, bro. And you know, in those teams, they've been together for years, so we can't even give them no pass on nothing, bro. Like, chemistry is everything in sports, in a team sport. If you're just like a tennis player or a boxer and it's just you, mano a mano, solo, that's different. But in a team sport, if you're not getting along with your number one wide receiver, bro, what are we doing here?
Right. I just think at this time of year, you get a lot of that, man. You get a lot of bickering and banter on the sidelines. Especially, man, if you're underachieving. There's going to be frustration, and sometimes it's hard to keep that frustration under wraps.
All right, so let me ask you.
I call it passion, though. I call it passion.
Sometimes, man, and sometimes passion is misguided.
You're right.
Let me ask you this, guy.
Yeah.
It's like the middle of the season. Are the Bills going to make the playoffs? That's the big question.
They're on the bubble right now, but they're
5-5. And there's a cluster in the AFC. Because the AFC is so strong, they knocking each other off. So do you have a cluster of like 5-5, 4-5 teams? If you were like 3-4, I really doubt the chances of any team making the playoffs. Like the Jets are on the they like on the edge of the bubble, of the cusp of the bubble at 4-5, bro.
Yeah.
But I think if Josh Allen cuts down the mistakes, and to your point, it's still midway through the season. If Stephon Diggs can put his ego to the side and play with Josh Allen, because Josh Allen is an incredible quarterback. And if he can get more in tune with him instead of beefing with him so much and trying to be such a diva, Stephon Diggs, I think you can have a winning formula in Buffalo. And they have a lot of players out on the defense and the offensive side. But we know you can't account for injuries in the NFL because all teams suffer injuries, like we just saw with San Francisco. But we're going to move on, man. And the Bears beat the Panthers. That was like the what? The Boo Bowl, the Poo-Poo Bowl of the week, the Whack Bowl of the week. The Bears versus the Panthers.
That was probably
NFL, shame on you for giving us such a game.
That was probably the most inconsequential game of the season because Chicago losing that game would only mess up their draft pick since the Bears draft since Carolina's draft pick this coming off season is going to Chicago.
Right.
So it's crazy.
They like playing footsies or some shit.
I ain't gonna front, man. I'm a Carolina fan from now to the end of the season, man. I want them to win.
I told you your
Panthers.
Didn't I tell you last week? I was like,
you said that. You said that. My Panthers. I was like, get out of here, my Panthers. But you know what? Because of where we at now, I think we're 2-4. Carolina's one Carolina has one. We have 2 wins. Arizona has 2 wins. It's gonna be hard.
I think Carolina won another. Oh yeah, that's probably the second one. Yeah, I can't keep up with them boo teams, man. Them poo boo. I don't even know what to call them, man. But those teams, and they seem to keep putting those teams playing in prime time, man. That's the problem that I have. Wasn't that a prime time game?
Which one? Yeah.
The Bears and Panthers. That was a Thursday night game, bro.
Yes, it was.
And Justin Fields is still hurt.
Yep.
That was like that game was terrible, bro.
What do you think Chicago does? You think they draft Justin Fields' replacement and trade him, or they go for another position and have a little faith in Fields?
Historically, the Bears, that's what they've done. They've always gone into the quarterback lottery to see who's going to be the next one, and they haven't. Honestly, the Bears have never, in my lifetime, had a great quarterback. Jim McMahon was a pedestrian quarterback who rose to the occasion in big games. And they had the all-time great defense, which would keep you. Jim McMahon probably got wins under his belt, like 13-6.
Because he had a dope squad around him.
10-6. Like he probably had wins under his belt like that.
Yeah.
That's how great that Chicago Bears defense was.
Absolutely.
So I don't remember a Chicago Bears quarterback being that great, unless you go back to like before even the Super Bowl era. Like who's back in the George Halas era? Like I don't even remember who that was. Like I don't even remember, bro, to be honest with you. And I digs. I take deep dives and I dig like Aquaman. So we're going to move along, man. The Colts topped the Patriots 10-6. So you already know the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What are the Patriots going to do with Bill Belichick?
I mean, you hear differing stories every other week. You know, one week it's Bill Belichick. You know, he's not going anywhere unless he wants to go. Then you hear hints and rumors that Kraft is ready to move on, and who knows? I think Bill Belichick has built up enough carte blanche that it just makes it hard to kind of like what's the former GM for the Golden State Warriors? Is it Bob Myers? I think his name is. He's actually stepped down because he saw that the big three.
Isn't
his
he an
stars,
announcer or something now?
An analyst now.
Right.
Actually, I forgot who's a former player is the GM now. But Bob Myers stepped down, and one of the reasons that he gave was after so many years, when you see players that you've been close to that have helped build up a dynasty, have made history, and you've been a part of that. When you see them on a decline, and it's time for you to make decisions on, we love you, we appreciate everything you've done for us, but we can't give you that extension. We can't, we can't pay you what you think you're worth, because it's not in our plans. It's not going to be to the benefit of the team.
But
so it's the same. So it's the same thing, I think, with New England, man. It's kind of like, listen, man, we got to be loyal to this dude because he put us on the map. 7 championships deep because of this guy. And I'm not even gonna front, man. You deserve, 6 championships deep. You kind of deserve to walk away on your own time. But I think at the same time, man, somebody needs to have a conversation with him to say, like, bro, the game has passed you by, or
I think what it is that
your drafting is not there. One of the other things too, real quick,
he needs to do one thing or the other. He needs to either be the GM.
He absolutely does,
or the head coach. Not
one
both.
thing I was reading today that kind of made sense was you got to think that Bill Belichick has never had an easy draft, because the Patriots have pretty much always been good since he and Tom have been there. So they've never had like a really good draft pick, So
in the beginning, they had some drafts. They had some good drafts in the beginning, because they didn't start off just like 12-4, 13-3 teams. They
absolutely,
had to build up to that. But once they started getting their first chip, then they started getting lower draft picks. I can agree with that. But at that time, you understand what I'm saying? Like, come on. Everyone, even the greatest amongst us, at a certain time, you got to realize, like, you can't wear all the hats. You can't be the GM and the coach too, and do both of them at an extremely high level.
I was about to say too, the older you get, man, the harder it is to focus, to have the level of focus that you need to be able to pull that off, man. It takes a great mind to be able to focus in different directions like that.
Well, in that arena, like you're trying to be the GM and the head coach of a franchise NFL team. That's going to be a tall task for anybody, even a great mind. And then when you start to get up to, what is he, like, closing in on 70, or he's in the 70s? So you understand what I'm saying? Like, of course, man, you got to start taking them brain pills or whatever, or either hiring somebody to help you out with these decisions. Like, he can't be the only one making these decisions anymore, as far as personnel-wise. Because personnel-wise, because schematically, I'm not – well, that may come into question too, but I would give him the benefit of the doubt on that, schematic-wise. But personnel-wise, he needs help. That I know off rip. Like, he needs to get them better players.
Take one of those hats off.
Yeah, you got to take one of them hats off. Schematically, there are talks around the league that he's just caught up in the old school type of football, and it's passing him by. What are your thoughts on that?
I can subscribe to that. I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of jump into another game. That was my indictment on Sean Payton at the beginning of the season, man. Especially when they had got their asses whooped by I forgot who it was, man, but they had a stinker up there in Denver, and I was like
70.
Yeah,
when
man.
they lost to Miami, 70 to 20.
Exactly. And I was
That
like,
was a
Sean
crazy
Payton
game.
spent all that time when he was an analyst last season, talking crap about Denver, and then you come out and give up 70 points to Miami, and you don't have Russell Wilson looking any better, but
Right.
they've
But
turned
I
that
think that
around.
was on Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think I'm blaming Sierra for that. Russell Wilson's lack of play. I'm blaming Sierra all the way, man.
Well, Denver's defense has definitely stepped up in the last couple of weeks, so we got to
Russell
attribute
Wilson
that as
too.
well.
Like he's
Absolutely.
been more on the road. Like, yo, leave Sierra alone until after your day off, man. Stop trying to get with Sierra on the weekend and Saturday night, and you got a game the next day, bro. Like, cut that out, man.
Yeah, but I definitely give you props on that thought with
What's
regards to if the game has passed Belichick by or not.
True,
as
bro.
great a mind as you are, sometimes you're resistant to change, and there's certain things that have to change. I mean, the game is different now than it was 20 years ago, even 10 years ago.
Right, man. Because they had to walk one of the great coaches off, like Tom Landry, all-time great Dallas Cowboy coach, who started the first Dallas Cowboy dynasty when they was going back and forth to the Super Bowl, and they won 2 out of 5. They had to walk him off. They was like, all right, man. And they brought in Jimmy Johnson. Then they went on the 3-peat. So you never know what happens in that situation, but something has to give. Somebody has to sit down and have a conversation with Bill and really talk to him about that. So do you think he's going to be there next year?
I do.
You do?
I do. Right. I give him one more season, man. I give him
Robert Kraft is going to stick with him.
One more year.
Is Mac Jones going to still be his QB, though?
I don't know. I doubt that.
That's the question, right?
I doubt that.
I don't know. Mac Jones, I saw the coach. I believe his name is Bill McCarthy. He was balking on Mac Jones on the sideline. That didn't look too productive. And that's what I'll be talking about with your man Gable. He be balking on his players, man. Players nowadays, the amount of money they making more money than the coaches. So they feel they're more valuable. They're more of an asset.
It's been like that.
Especially, well, I mean, it's just a reminder.
Yeah.
Because Gable,
that's got to be a hard proposition, man. To be
Gable doesn't seem to have the memo.
College is one thing. You can kind of be a mentor and a figure to say, hey, I'm gonna get you to where you want to be. But
they was talking about Gable going back to Buffalo today and being the OC. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, I'm just a New York state of mind individual, and I just root for whatever's New York based. Outside of when you playing my Cowboys, shit like that, you know that. And I'm already Yankees, and in the National League, I'm going to be Mets all day, and I'm a rock with the Jets if the Jets is rocking. So I don't know, bro. It's just like you can't really go into that like that mind state with them, because it's like inside the holes of the team or the stadium or the arena, wherever they at, bro, we don't know what's going on until the information leaks out. But I don't think the Jets are in a good state of affairs, nor the Giants, man. I think Gable, if he stopped balking on his players, he'd be all right. He'd be all right, bro.
Oh, you talking about Brian Dable, the Giants coach?
Yeah, he be balking.
That's a sad situation, man.
He be balking on his players, man.
I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if we losing and he's on the sidelines, buddy and high-fiving dudes and being passive or whatever. Exactly. To Logic's point, man, you got to still coach.
But how is that working for them though? Like, all right, with Mac Jones this past weekend. The offensive coordinator was balking on him. Then they pulled him out of the game. So what are you going to do going into the next week? You're going to go in with Babubu Holsey. I don't even remember dude's name, but it was some wild off the wall name. I was like, bro, I didn't even know this dude was in the NFL, bro. Like, I got to look him up. I got to go Google him and do some research, bro. I didn't even know he had, like, I'm going to have to try to look bro's name up, bro, because I don't even want to do it like that. But it's not really in my mind state where I'm like, yo, the backup quarterback for the Patriots is something, and it's weird. It's a weird name too, man. So Mac Jones, balking on Mac Jones, how's that going to work? Because now going into next week, and you're 2-18.
Like I said, man, some players need that. You can't, especially if they're not.
If it's not working, what do you do though, bro?
What if the barking
not
is not
everybody
working?
responds to being balked on, bro.
Yeah, but you gotta kind of. I look at it.
They've been balking on Mac Jones for a while now. His rookie season, he was like 10-7. Ever since then, he's been downhill, and they just been balking on dude. Like, and he's a young dude too. Like what, 21, 22, 23? How? Mac Jones can't be older than like 23, 24 years old.
The only thing I can say in that regard, man, is if you have some carte blanche under your belt, man, you
Mac
have
Jones.
I'm talking about the coaches,
okay,
the head coaches in particular. If you have some success, the more success you have, determines your ability, or rather, should I say, how receptive players will be to you barking on them. Parcells used to bark on dudes all the time, but you take it from
Parcells.
But that's my point. You take it from a guy like
roughneck cokeheads, bro. Like let's keep it gully. LT and that Giants team, they was roughneck cokeheads, bro. Like
so that would be even more of a detriment to bark on somebody like that.
Relate to that. They like that gully shit, bro.
But to the point that I was making, Bill Cowher, he was another one.
He spit in your face. That was disrespectful.
He wasn't sweet on the sideline, man. He was
letting you have it. Face, bro.
He was letting you have it. So
spit in your face, Bill Cowher. That's why he couldn't last in the NFL, because cats got tired of Bill Cowher spitting.
Cowher, he lasted for a while, man. How long was he? He lasted for a while.
Bro, he was supposed to retire as an NFL head coach.
He did.
He's been up in the booth for like the last 10
years.
Years.
Well, he retired from coaching, but there's an example of he knew the game, he knew his time with the headset was over. It was time to move on.
Dudes got tired of Cowher spitting in their face, bro. You ever watch Bill Cowher talk? He'll spit in your face, bro. Like, who's gonna tolerate that all day, bro?
Yeah, well,
like you gotta have a team. You gotta have a team, a players only meeting early, bro. Yo, I'm tired of this dude spitting in my face, son. How you feel about
you know what you do? Do what you're supposed to do, man. Execute the play, man.
Bro, I can't. I got spit in my eye.
And you won't have to worry about him.
Bro, I got spit in my eye. I can't execute, bro. All right, man. Moving along, man. CJ Stroud, man. Definitely right now, hands down, rookie of the year. Yeah, the math teachers, man. They be spitting, eating them bagels and cream cheese and all that, spitting in people's face, man. It's crazy. But your man on the Texans, CJ Stroud, I could assign CJ to you, because I assigned you the Panthers last week.
Nah, bro. I'm all Panthers, man, from here on out, man. They need to win a couple more games, man, before they screw up my Giants draft pick, though.
Oh man. What about your man CJ Stroud, though?
Yo, it's a phenomenal story, man. Especially
Right.
with
He was drafted number 2 last year.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud.
But it's good, man. You know, it's good to see him coming into his own in the league, man, and having some success, man. Some big wins for him this season.
Bro, coming into his own, he's setting off like rookie records.
Yeah.
The last 2 games, he's thrown for the most yardage, I think behind only Luck.
As a rookie, for a rookie?
Yeah, in the last 2 games. He's balling out of his mind, bro. And remember, let me ask you this. What did you think the Texans were going to do this year?
I didn't have a matter of fact, because CJ he was starting, right? Tannehill started, didn't he?
Nah, Tannehill is on the Titans.
Oh, that's right. Tennessee. I'm tripping. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. No one had the Texans on their radar, bro.
Yeah.
No one. And right now he has them at 5-4, bro. Right in playoff contention. And
next week is going to be a big game.
The Jaguars
they 5-4, Cincinnati's 5-4, and they play each other. So
they just played Cincinnati. They just beat Cincinnati 30-27.
I'm tripping. That's right. That's week 10. That's right.
Yeah, follow me, God. Yeah, they have to now the ones who are in contention for that division are the Jaguars, who just got stomped out by the 49ers this past weekend. See, you know why I'm so amped? You know my word, right? Black excellence. I love to see black excellence at its finest. And that's what CJ Stroud is demonstrating to the whole world right now. And he got on the number 7. I'm feeling CJ Stroud right now. And I don't even really rock with Houston as far as like that goes, because the Astros is an arch enemy of the Yankees. But for what that young man is doing, I got to give it up to the Texans, man. He put up 356 yards this past weekend.
Yeah.
He didn't throw for as many touchdowns, but they still pipped the Bengals 30-27. That was one of them walk-off games with he had 6 walk-off field goals this past week. That was a crazy week. And moving along, you have your man from the Vikings, Josh, what's his name? Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs, yeah.
Josh Dobbs, the rocket scientist, the arrow.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
He's a member of NASA, right? So he leads the Vikings to a 27-19 win over the Saints. And the Saints defense is stout. They're not like any pushovers to any stretch of the imagination.
Facts.
And he ran for one. Your man is doing his thing. So let me ask you this. Do you think when Kirk Cousins comes back, is there going to be a QB controversy?
Yeah, I think they're going to move on from Kirk.
Really?
Yeah.
Not you, the man of counting the books and how much money you paying this dude before you let him go.
But that's why. That's one of the reasons why.
Bro, we got to check the books.
We got to check the books for what? Dobbs ain't making as much as Dobbs ain't making as much as
Kirk Cousins.
Dobbs ain't making as much as Cousins. Dobbs came in that first game without practice, dog. Like I think he just was like in the meetings and stuff, man, and went out there and performed, yo. First game with Minnesota. I think that pretty much locked it for them to say, we gonna this offseason, we gonna entertain any and every offer that we get for Kirk Cousins. So I told you in the beginning of the year they was talking about breaking them all up when what's his name got hurt. The receiver got hurt. I think that was
the media though.
You think so?
Yeah. The media be hyping those narratives up. I don't think, as you say, the front office has to make the decisions at the end of the day. I don't think that the Vikings front office was with that narrative. That came from the media, and basically, I think that came from your man Greeny trying to hype up that narrative when he was trying to find a replacement for Aaron Rodgers when he got hurt.
Yeah, he wasn't the only one I heard that from, though. But yeah.
Excuse me. Nah, but I don't think they're getting rid of Kirk Cousins.
So you think they're gonna keep them? They're gonna keep both of them?
Nah, I don't think they're gonna keep Dobbs. They're gonna allow Dobbs to build up his value in the market and just let him go. Because what Dobbs is doing right now, given a chance, why would you settle for being a backup on any team?
Yeah, but as good as he's playing now, you'd rather still go with Cousins than go with Dobbs?
Yeah, Cousins is proven. 2-3 games is a trend. You're trending, right? But now it's a pattern. Like, how can I, like your man, how can I move the crowd? When you heard an MC like Rakim come out with bangers, you knew he's like that. He's not fly by night. Dobbs is what, 2-3 games in? Wasn't he just like on the Cardinals? He got cut. The Cardinals traded him.
Yeah.
So it's either, excuse me, that the Cardinals made a terrible mistake, or he's not that good, and he's just having fun.
But the Cardinals don't know what they're gonna do with Kyler Murray, and I think on the low they in tank mode too. So I think it was like, you can give us something for exactly. Give us something.
Well,
for
that's
Dobbs.
Another player.
We ain't going nowhere.
That's another player that they're gonna let ball out of control and build up their value so that they could get more back if they want to trade him, is Kyler Murray. But he's very talented. I think he's just injury prone. And I think the Arizona Cardinals have had enough of his.
And the way he plays, man, that's going to take a lot of wear and tear on his body, man.
It always does. It always does.
It's one thing to be a scrambling quarterback like that. Like, he had one play where he ran for like, I think 14, or he ran for a first down, and I think it was like not even 14, it was like a 10-yard scramble or something like that. But he ran damn near 25 yards, eluding tackles and stuff like that.
I saw that play. Yeah. He ran like 70 yards across the field.
It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
To gain 10.
For a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, for a 10-yard gain. I saw that. I really did see that. And I was like, and his feet was, he was like happy feet, just like how my hands are right now. This is how he was running, Ty.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Kyler, man, you still get love, Sports in the City, man. We just need to see you on the field more often, man, so you can put that work in. So the Vikings, we covered that. Steelers, they tumbling another victory over the Packers, 23-19. Tomlin, wasn't they talking about firing you, man?
No, I don't think so.
Over there in Pennsylvania?
No, I don't recall.
The Steel Town Rednecks, they wasn't talking about firing him? I'm just saying.
I don't know. They might have. You gotta ask. You gotta. I don't know. You gotta ask Kenny Harrell about that. That's his team, man.
Yeah, and that's also, as I'm on the subject, that's also Stephen A. Smith's team.
Yeah.
And I do not hear Stephen A. Smith talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers at all. And that's what amazes me. He trolls the Cowboys every week. Like, Stephen A., we tired of you, bro. I don't know if you like some voodoo high priest trying to jinx the Cowboys all the time, but bro, get off the Dilsnick, bro. Like, it's enough already. You've ridden the Cowboys as long as you could go. You're a Steelers fan? Rock with the Steelers, bro. Talk about the Steelers. Cowboys Nation, we cowboying up. We ponying up, bro. We're tired of you talking about the Cowboys. And that's all I have to say on that for right now. Anybody out there listening, tell Stephen A., keep the Cowboys out of his mouth. We're tired of him talking about the Cowboys Nation, man. For real, talk about the Steelers. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. All you do is Cowboys. He does his top 5. He's hating on the Cowboys.
I think they said with the Steelers,
playing out his mind. He don't give no burn. He don't give no props. Even when he does give props, he try to do it in like he's dusting dust under the rug type of compliment. Like, bro, we know we got to get at the Eagles and we got to get at the 49ers. We already understand the assignment. Maybe even the Lions. But it's about when you play teams that are on your level. Because, unfortunately, the Giants played the Cowboys and they let them up. You know, it's a molly-whopping. I'm not getting into that because you my man. I'm not trying to, you know, just go in on that. But I'm just saying.
Like I said, let's go Panthers.
Let's go Panthers. All right, man. So your man Baker Mayfield is playing above average over there in Tampa Bay, and he led the Buccaneers to a 20-6 victory over the Titans. Any thoughts on your man Baker?
Man, I've always liked Baker, man. You know, a lot of people compare him to Brady Quinn and Johnny Manziel and those kind of cats, man.
Oh yeah, from the same tree.
From of that cloth, of that ilk, you know, overrated and whatnot, come in the league and can't cut it. And I think Manziel, unlike the other two that I mentioned, man, is making a concerted effort to show that he belongs in the league, man.
Nah, Baker's playing. He's got a new attitude in Tampa Bay with your man Todd Boyles. You know what I mean? So, hey, I like to see Baker. I like to see young players, man, succeed, man. That's just the type of OG that I am, man. Because I remember, man, back in the days, man, when I was on them streets, they said, yo, you front on a Baker, you get a muffin. You front on me, you get nothing. I was like, your man Baker, man, he's giving out the muffins, bro. Your man Baker Mayfield, he's doing his thing. All right, man. So the Buccaneers, you think they're gonna make another like on the borderline team, 4 or 5? I know the Titans are out of it already. Yeah, we ain't even talking about the Titans. The Bucs are like 4 and 5.
4 and 6.
4 and 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, not 4. I'm tripping. 4 and 6. 4 and 6.
Nah, they 4 and 5.
5 and 5. 5 and 5.
Nah, they 4 and 5.
4 and 5?
Yeah. So they're in that division where they could try to win the division, but if they don't win the division, it's gonna be hard for them. That wild card, like, you know, when it gets to the weeks where you start to see the wild card standings, like how we did when baseball and it was like a game and a half separating like 4 teams. That's what the wild card is looking like this year, bro. Because you got teams like 4 and 5, 5 and 4. Like if you like 3 and 5 or 3 and 6, yeah, you're out of it now, man. So moving along, we're gonna keep an eye on them Buccaneers, them Pirates. The Jaguars, you was just bigging them up last week. Remember what I told you? Every time we big up a team and put them on that pedestal, what happens the next week, man? What happens the next week, man? They get knocked down to earth, man. 34-3 mollywhopping by the 49ers.
That was crazy. That was
Debo
crazy.
Samuels came back. I told you, Debo's the main ingredient, bro. On some Pete Rock and CL Smooth album back in the days. The main ingredient. Or even before that, the R&B group, the main ingredient.
Yeah. Everybody
34-3. 34-3. Your man Purdy threw 3 touchdowns, so he came back to life. But I think it's all because Debo came back. Debo's that, you see that dark, just tribal Mandingo brother on your side, bro. You have confidence. You're going to get something done, bro. Because he's moving something, bro. When he runs that rock, bro, he's moving the power, bro. He's moving the power, man. Purdy threw for almost 300. 3 Ds. Your man McCaffrey, though, he didn't break that record.
Didn't get into the end zone this time.
Nah, he fell short. They tried at the end of the game. They tried to purposely tried to get him to score, but the Jaguars wasn't having that. That's what I'm talking about. Like the competitiveness of a professional athlete. Whether you're winning or losing, you're not gonna let certain things go down on your watch. And they was like, nah, you purposely trying to get him to score on us. They did not let him score, bro. They gave up 34 other points. But they wasn't giving up another 7 to McCaffrey.
Nah.
And he remained tied with Lenny Moore, who scored in 17 consecutive games, scoring at least 1 touchdown. Your man Lenny Moore from back in the days. You remember Lenny?
Lenny Moore?
Lenny Moore. Your man Chris McCaffrey's tied with Lenny Moore for the all-time record of 17 consecutive games of scoring a touchdown. The Jaguars wasn't having it, though. They was like, not on our watch. Moving along, we got the Lions. That was a heck of a game. The Lions pipping the Chargers 41-38. Any thoughts on that game?
I didn't see that one, but Lions are just plugging along, man.
Jared Goff threw for 333, 2 touchdowns.
No picks. It's pretty good.
Picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justin Herbert was balling too.
Yeah.
But that Chargers defense can't stop a cold, man.
Nah.
They can't stop the bleeding, bro. You start to sniffling around the Chargers, man, everybody catch a cold, bro.
Yeah, and there's a lot of talk about the coach too, man. Like this being like a make or break season for him.
He looks like one of them analytical dudes. I don't think they're gonna fire him. He's gonna be able to present some analytical form how the team is on the right path and so forth, and they should just stick with him. I don't think they're gonna fire him. He just looks so smart. Like you go in a meeting with him to fire him, and you end up giving him a raise. Like that's how smart dude looks. Right. He looks like he reminds me of the head coach from Miami.
Oh, Spoelstra. Oh no, you talking about
the football dude? Yeah, Mike McDaniels.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, he looks like one of them dudes, bro. You go to fire him, and he's so smart. He'll just talk you into giving him a raise. Like, what? I was firing you, bro. How you still got a job? But yeah, the Lions pipped the Chargers 41-38. The Chargers, they have historically lost most of the close games in the last 2-3 years. Like a close game, 3 points or less, they've lost 10, 11 games, bro. They don't win any of those close games. All right, I'm going to skip over this next highlight, or should I? Cowboys 49, Giants 17, bro.
Let's keep it moving.
Nah, I have to tell you something, though. All right.
What you got to tell me?
QBR rating of Tyrod Taylor is 39. Daniel Jones is 37. What's this? Tommy DeVito is 17, something like that, bro. There's no vast improvement, whoever you're putting at quarterback. When you made your argument the other day about Tyrod Taylor, yeah, he looked good for a couple series, but overall, there hasn't been no vast improvement, or is, in your words, much better than when Daniel Jones was in there. Because I really thought about it after we spoke, and I was like, let's and a QBR rating is the ultimate evidence. Like Daniel Jones is at 37. Tyrod is at 39 because he got happy feet and could move a couple steps better than Daniel Jones. And I think they don't have Daniel Jones move out of the pocket because they're trying to have him on some stay in the pocket. Like, coaches need to learn and organizations need to learn. Not everybody's Peyton Manning and can just stay in a pocket and just, sling that rock. Like, not everybody's like that. And even it caught up to Peyton when he got his neck hurt up and he had to retire. I think he was out. He retired and then he left the Colts and he came back to the Broncos. But he still was never the same. Because standing in that pocket, like, bro, you got cats who are like 6'4", 6'5", 260, 270, running a 4.3 40 coming at you full speed with equipment on, hitting you from the blind side. If your offensive line is trash and you get hit from the blind side, bro, it's knocking your whole brain. It's like shaking your brain. Like, the brain is encased inside of a skull. And if they knocking your skull and your cranium loose, bro, it's not really a lot you can do, man. And I say that to say, under Tyrod Taylor, matter of fact, I was kind of mad that I had to watch that game with the Cowboys because, to your point that you made, no one wants to see a total annihilation of another team. Like, that takes the suspense out of your whole day. That's not a good game. 49-17, and they got like those 17 points like in garbage time. Tommy DeVito was running for his life, and he's much younger than Daniel Jones. So my question to you is this: where do the Giants go from here for this season and then looking forward?
You mean at the QB position?
The whole team, bro. You need
it starts with the QB. It starts with the QB.
Where it could start, like, I'm not really, you're resigned on blaming it on the QB spot, but the offensive line.
You asking me, or you asking my opinion, or you telling me yours?
I don't know. You start with the QB again. Like, we're going back to last week.
If you asking my opinion, I'm gonna give it to you. You ask me where you think they're gonna go.
All right, but it's more than just the QB though.
It starts there.
All right,
it starts
so
there. I think
from
that's
there,
the biggest,
where do you go from?
That's the biggest issue. So we got to keep Jones, because if we try and get rid of him, it's a $40-something million cap hit. So I think Jones still gets the opportunity to start next season. They're going to draft another QB this offseason.
They can get rid of him next season, but they just have to start the season with him on the roster.
Okay,
they have to start the season with him on the roster.
And I think that will be the plan. He'll definitely be on the roster next season. Whether he starts or not, I don't know. But they're definitely gonna go for a QB this offseason. Definitely through the draft. I'm thinking, we're definitely gonna draft a QB this offseason. I don't know if the quarterback will be the first pick or if we move down. I guess it depends on our position, but it starts there. Number 2.
Are you giving up on Saquon?
Nah, you don't give up on Saquon. But I'll tell you, man.
You said he was done a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't say he was done. I just said that
he's not him. I
said I think he's a little overrated, man.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Before his injuries, he was that dude. He was giving.
He's a beast, but I don't think he could
give you at least 1,500. But
he's not a difference maker regardless of who the QB is.
But then
he's running back.
But y'all haven't had any QBs to say the least.
Yeah.
So to even say that he's had any QB help is like, if he goes to another team, he probably have a resurgence in his career.
Absolutely, because they got a better QB, a better line, a better offensive system.
Yeah, better team.
He's not going to go somewhere that's rebuilding. He's going to go somewhere that's established that needs an impactful running back. But like I said, I think it's been a domino effect with us, starting with Jones. And, again, like I said,
the Cowboys could use a running back like him.
You got to have a good offensive line, but
that's
QB,
the formula.
Your QB makes your offensive line better.
Nah.
Is all I'm saying.
The offensive line already, they bring in their meat and potatoes, man.
Yeah, but when you hold the ball longer than you should,
line,
you've never heard of a sack
line,
being on the O line, but
I
it's
have
really
to
the QBs.
respectfully disagree with you. The offensive line is protecting the QB. So if the offensive line could keep people off of the QB from tackling him, moving him out of his mark in the pocket, and he could just read the defense and watch his receivers, read his progressions, go one, my first receiver, second, third. Like, if you don't have time to do that, you're going to be scrambling. You're going to read one. If my first receiver is not open, you're going to either have to chuck the ball, you're going to take a sack. And most quarterbacks are just taking them sacks, bro, and getting, might I add, they're getting hurt up. They're getting there were like 13 substitute or backup quarterbacks last week. The offensive line makes the quarterback. That's why when the quarterback wins a Super Bowl or has like a Pro Bowl MVP season, he gets his offensive line Rolexes, takes them out to dinners, like whenever they're out on the town and they're eating, like, yo, my offensive line is here. You ain't got to pay. I got the tab.
But again, I think it's a two-way street. Your offensive line definitely makes the quarterback, but if your quarterback has good pocket awareness, man, you can get out of some situations where you'll have sacks charged to your O-line and stuff like that.
I hear your point, bro, but if somebody's punching you in the face, 2, 3, like I saw a sack, Bosa and Chase Young, they converged on the quarterback. They just cut the edge, and both of them met up the quarterback, smashed the quarterback. Like, there's no way you're going to stop that. Justin Lawrence had no chance, bro, before he even could. And Justin Lawrence is, in my opinion, and I think yours as well, a much better quarterback than Daniel Jones. And
Trevor Lawrence is 3 times, well, I'll say
so
twice
to
as
my
good.
point. To my point. He had no chance to read the defense and try to make any progressions. And Chase Young and Nick Bosa converged on him and just made a sandwich out of Justin Lawrence.
Would you say that San Francisco is an exceptional defense?
Regardless, it's the offensive line of the Jaguars gave that up.
Regardless? Would you say that
now you're trying to always
would you say that San Francisco is the best defense that Jacksonville has played this year?
We're talking about the Giants, bro. We're not talking about the Jaguars. They were just using.
You were just talking about Chase Young and Nick Bosa.
Right.
They didn't tackle Daniel Jones. They tackled
That's
Trevor
what
Lawrence.
happens to the Giants on every play, bro.
Right. Against suspect teams, against teams whose defenses ain't great.
Exactly.
That happens.
So what do you expect Daniel Jones to do against that?
I don't. It's like I said, it seems like he's regressed this season.
He has no time.
Historically, they shored up the offensive line. The offensive line on paper, anyway, was better than it was last season.
Nah, you said that a couple weeks ago, bro.
Exactly.
I don't see any evidence to that, bro. But I don't see it. Like I said, QBR rating, Tyrod Taylor 39, Daniel Jones 37. So I don't see much of a difference between the two QBs on that team. And the record doesn't indicate they are who we think they are, bro. And the Giants overall as a team, not just Daniel Jones, needs a lot of improvement, bro. But we're gonna move on, man, from the Giants. They got rocked, they got mollywopped by the Cowboys 49-17. But next week, man, that's why I asked you, like, where do you go from here? 2-18. Where do you go?
Nowhere. We keep losing, and then we get a top draft pick. Ain't no secret.
So
ain't no secret. That's probably one of the reasons why Saquon and Dable was going at it on the sideline this weekend.
Dable does a lot of barking. He needs to stop barking on his players. He might get more out of them if he stops barking, man.
I doubt that, but
I
agree to disagree.
Do you respond well when somebody barks on you?
I mean, if nobody responds,
spit in your face.
Nobody responds greatly.
Like
but I
Bill
mean,
Cowher.
but if you know you've been messing up and somebody's barking on you, you can't take offense to that. If you're not doing your job and somebody in a demonstrative way is telling you you're not doing your job, you might not like the message, or you might not like how the message is coming, but you got to hear that message though.
So you don't think that would be better served like in the locker room during halftime or after the game, or more discreetly, instead of barking at me like I'm a grown man at the end of the day? And matter of fact, I get paid more than you do. So I'm actually more of an asset to the organization than you are. You getting paid like $8 million. I'm getting paid 12 million or whatever the amount may be. The players are looking at it like, bro, you barking at me, spitting in my face. Like, what are you doing, bro? Plus, you disrespecting me as a human being and as a man, as an adult. Forget football. Respect me as a man, as an individual. And a lot of times I think coaches really lose sight of that. And they really go off the deep end with the barking and this ain't the 1960s, bro, where you could just yell and spit in a black man's face like he's trash and he's less, or what they say, 1/8 of a person. Like the Players Association, the Civil Rights Movement, all of those things have been politicked for. So these head coaches, for real, bro, you laughing.
Bro,
laughing.
I think you read it too.
Bro.
You are reading too much into this, bro.
No,
you are
bro.
Definitely reading too much into that.
Follow
man.
them young cats.
Listen,
ain't having
I'm
that.
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you
the
difference between
bro, you cut
barking
me off, so
being
I'm gonna just say this.
being acceptable and not being
all right,
acceptable.
since you cut me off, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say this since you cut me off. These young cats ain't having it, bro. You want to be a head coach, you want to be a coach, and you want to go barking and spitting in these young black players' face and treat them like cattle. And
so it's only the black players they doing it to?
I don't see them. What white player I saw Gable or your man Clark Gable spitting anybody's face or barking nobody's face?
Gable.
I don't even care to know his name. He's not a good coach, bro. He needs to go back to being an offensive coordinator. He's not a really good coach. He does not build the morale of that team. Yes, the Giants do have some issues and they need to get some things fixed, but I never saw the Giants a 2-8 team in my lifetime. Since when, bro? Even when the Giants, and I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I'm a New Yorker, so I follow the Giants and see what they're doing. Because when New York Giants and the Jets are doing good in football, it's good for the whole league. And I've never saw. Tell me when the last time the Giants were 2-8,
bro. Wasn't we 2-8 under McAdoo?
When was that, bro?
That was 2 coaches ago.
When? What year was that?
4 years ago? 3 years ago? This is what, Dable's second year?
Season? Okay, so you want to keep Gable? You want to keep him?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely, okay. Man. You gotta give him time, man.
For what?
You gotta give him time. You gotta
give him more
put
time
it this way. If Brian Dable was a black coach, had the season he had last season, and then came into this season, and the O-line,
he's 2-8, bro.
Exactly. So, but just like I said, if he was a black coach,
all right, so stop
and got fired off for one losing season, you have an issue with that.
He's not gonna get fired off for one losing season. He's gonna get fired because the players don't like him because he keeps stepping in their faces with a stink breath, hollering and spitting in their face.
Well, you gotta execute. If you don't like the coach barking on you, didn't do what you're supposed to do.
Because I want to execute.
If you don't like the coach barking,
in my face,
do what you're supposed to do.
All right, you saw what happened to Josh McDaniels.
Some coaches bark. Some coaches is on the sideline being Joe Cool because they got other people to bark for them.
Yo, you saw what happened to Josh McDaniels. So go ahead and keep thinking because you the coach, you can just do whatever you want. It doesn't work like that anymore. Not in this era of the NFL. They got They got players
Has Josh
association.
McDaniels ever had a winning season as a head coach?
Gable had one season. He was what,
Has
10-7?
Josh McDaniels ever had a winning season as a head coach?
Gable, what did Gable do?
Dable, has Josh McDaniels ever had a winning season?
What does Gable do? What did Gable do?
I don't know who Gable is, but
all right,
Brian Dable had a winning season last year.
10-7, and what y'all do after that?
That was his first year as head coach.
And what y'all do after the 10-7 regular season?
Now we stunk it up this season.
No, last year, because you going back to reaching to last year, 10-7. What happened after that? Then what happened?
And then we come to this season.
Nah. Did y'all win in the playoffs?
Yeah, we won a playoff series. We beat the Vikings.
The Vikings, okay.
Matter of fact, Daniel Jones won that game, if I'm not mistaken.
But you always blame Daniel Jones, man.
Listen, all I'm telling you is you brought up Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels has never had a winning season as a head coach.
We know this, and that's
so why would you compare him to Brian Dable, who has had a winning season?
He had one season, 10-7.
Josh McDaniels has never. Josh McDaniels is a head coach has never coached a team into the playoffs.
Your player's face. So that gives him the right to balk and spit in the player's face.
All I'm saying is it worked last season.
It ain't working this year.
It works when you're winning. So you're going to get rid of a good coach because we having a bad year because players are underperforming?
The Giants are barely showing up, bro. They're barely showing up. They're like fucking anemic, bro.
Right.
All right. So I don't think Gable's formula, Dable, whatever his name is, Clark Gable, I don't think it's working for him, bro. But the Seahawks.
So one good season is negated because you're having a bad season,
bro. That was last season, bro.
So he needs to be. So you saying Dable needs to be fired?
From the school of whatever.
So you're saying Dable needs to be fired? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I do. Not just because he's losing, but he's losing and he's disrespecting his players. The players are human beings too. They're not cattle. They're not property. Like, respect the players, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, respect the game, true to the game. Well, the players make the game happen. So without the players, you wouldn't be coaching. Respect that. And I know we're going to keep following this because I love to see what the Giants are doing because I'm a native New Yorker, and I think they need to do better. Even though Stephen A is always on my Cowboys, but I'm always watching the Giants too. Seahawks over the Commanders. Virginia Slim, where you at, man? Your team is taking another L, 29-26. They bounced back after getting beat last week. And you got your Raiders over the Jets, 16-12. I know you bigging up Antonio Pierce. He gets his second victory. What are your thoughts on that?
Salute. Two teams going in different directions.
Giants are 4. I think they have the same record though. The Giants are 4-5. Okay, the Giants are 4-5.
The
Raiders are 5-5.
The Giants are 2-8.
No, excuse me. The Jets are 4-5. The Raiders are 5-5.
Right.
All right, so talk about it. Antonio Pierce, former Giant linebacker, takes over the Raiders. You was advocating for him taking over the job last week.
Yeah, they should definitely give him the job full time, man. Give him that shot.
Oh, for 2 games?
The team buys into. So to your point, the team loves him. He ain't barking on nobody, and they winning. So why get rid of him?
Touche, right for that, touche. But it's only 2 games though.
All right. You want to fire Dave? Well, go ahead. I got you.
No, but I'm saying though, seriously, like if you're the GM, although the players love him, it's 2 games. So you keep him after 2 games. You've already made that decision. Or you're going to see what the season plays out to be. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, you want to see how the season plays out, but more than the wins or losses, you want to see how the team responds to him. There's nothing you can do about facing a better team than you that executes. You know what I'm saying? But when you get out there and you play hard, and if you lose a game, but you played hard, you've competed, you've given your all, That's the kind of leader that you want as a GM or whatever. That's the kind of head coach you want as an owner or GM of a team.
Well,
so at the end of the day, I don't think him getting the job has anything to do with their record as much as it has to do with how the team. Well, I guess they're kind of one and the same, because if the team responds to him, they'll play well. So whether they win or lose from here on out, as long as the team performs well, will determine whether or not Pierce keeps that job.
If he doesn't get the job, will you be outraged?
Will
you take a step back and look at the history of the NFL?
I would be.
And
I don't
the
know
Rooney,
how I'd be
and the
disappointed.
Rooney rules.
I'd absolutely be disappointed, dog. I would absolutely be disappointed, because elephant in the room, we know if they replace him, it's not going to be with another black head coach. And him being a black head coach is not the only reason why I want him to retain that job, but it is one of the reasons.
Definitely, we've been discriminated against for years. That's why I root for the D'Amico Ryans in Texas.
Texas, absolutely.
That's why I root for Todd Boyles in Tampa Bay, because I want to see black coaches. I told you, I'm all about black excellence at its finest. So if I could see them perform at the highest level, then it's going to get more opportunities for.
I just want to see black
more
coaches
of
be
our kind that look like us and given that same field, that same playing field.
Yeah,
matter of fact, they need to tip the scales towards us for a while, because it's been skewed against us for so long. So yeah, you goddamn right. I root for Todd.
Put it like this:
I root for D'Amico Ryan.
You know what I don't want more than I want to see Antonio Pierce keep that job? I don't want to see Josh McDaniels ever have a headset and clipboard on the sidelines of an NFL franchise ever again. That's what I don't know.
We don't know where that's gonna go, but that rounds up the NFL
from a failed coaching tree. Overestimation of a coach's abilities from a failed coaching tree.
All right, so let me get your top 5. Enough about Josh McDaniels. Let me get your top 5 NFL teams right now, Todd.
Let's go. So today's top 5.
No. Top 5 teams.
Got you. Go ahead.
Top 5 NFL teams. Top 5 NFL teams. Who you got? The Eagles had a bye this week. They coming back. They're gonna play the Chiefs on Monday. The Chiefs have a bye.
Crazy game.
Yeah. We're gonna really see what the Eagles and the Chiefs are made of. That's a repeat of last year's Super Bowl.
That's 1 and 2 right there. Eagles and Chiefs.
Who's 1? Who's 2?
Eagles 1, Chiefs 2.
Even what hurt.
Yeah. You still gotta give them respect for their record, man. They the best record. They had the best record in the league, man. So you can't discredit that. So Eagles 1, Chiefs 2. Gosh, I don't know. I guess Baltimore.
Baltimore just got pipped by the Browns. Then Baltimore got to play the Bengals on Thursday. That's going to be a hell of a game. That's going to be a slobber knocker. They're going to be hitting hard on that Thursday. Ain't nobody going to want to be out there on no Thursday, have an early game during the week, have a short week. Nah. They're going to be hitting.
So what's your top 5?
They're going to be hitting hard. My top 5. My top 5 right now. I'm gonna have to go until the Chiefs get beat
again
in a big game. I can't go against Mahomes, man. They won 2 out of the last 3 Super Bowls. He's an all-time player. He's gonna be barring injury, a top 5 quarterback of all time. And I don't rank quarterbacks with skill players. I rank them separately because there's a history of discrimination in the quarterback position and so forth. And I don't rank QBs with skill players. Like, there's no way Jim Brown wasn't a greater player than Tom Brady. He just didn't play the quarterback position. Like, Jim Brown played lacrosse. He played basketball. He played football. He was like Jackie Robinson. Back in them days, they were like 4-lettered athletes. Jackie Robinson, Jim Brown, them cats. They were like 4-lettered. They lettered in like 4 sports. They had a jacket, a Letterman's jacket for each sport they played. And Jim Brown is said to be the greatest lacrosse player of all time. So I can't say that Tom Brady's a greater athlete or greater player than Jim Brown. So I keep my quarterbacks, just like I keep my pitchers. They win the Cy Young, but they hardly ever can compete for the MVP, which is the all-around award. So top 5 right now. I'm going to have to say, if the 49ers can stay healthy, I think they're a more balanced team than the Eagles. So I'm going to have to say Chiefs, 49ers, Eagles.
Okay, let me tell you my top 5 while you think of that.
Hold on. I ain't finished yet. Hold on, because
I didn't finish my top 5 either.
You passed it off.
Well, you thinking? So why you thinking?
Nah, I got this. You ain't gonna just jump in now. You should have had this ready then. All right, so top 5. So Chiefs.
You sitting there thinking, talking about I should have had this ready. Go ahead, man.
Because you passed it on to me. Now you want to try to snatch it back like we in the lunchroom. Chiefs, Eagles. And don't rush me, big boy. Chiefs, Eagles. Now I'm gonna put 49ers before the Eagles. Chiefs, 49ers, Eagles, Dallas, because the way Dak is playing right now, and then Lions. That's my top 5 right now. Don't be Googling no shit. Just come off the top of the
Chiefs,
dome, bro.
Eagles, Lions, Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, Niners, Ravens. My top 5.
You said Chiefs, Eagles, Lions.
Sorry, Eagles, Chiefs. Eagles, Chiefs, Niners.
The Eagles
Lions.
ain't even play this week.
So what? You didn't say top 5 this week. Top 5 right now.
Bro, this is this week.
Oh, you saying top 5 this week?
Yeah.
So how you got the Chiefs? So didn't you put the Chiefs in it?
Yep.
All right.
But you put the Eagles ahead of the Chiefs?
Yeah, I did.
All right. I respect that.
I did.
I respect that.
Eagles, Chiefs, Niners, Lions, Ravens.
Eagles, Chiefs, Niners, Lions, Ravens. Even though the Ravens just lost.
Yeah.
That game. All right. Mm-hmm. And Lamar's turning the ball over like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving along. That's what's up. Round ball around the world. We picking and rolling through the NBA's rundown in the NBA week 3. What was your thoughts of the past week in the NBA, bro?
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Look at the Clippers with the system that they just inherited in James Harden.
He's a pariah, bro.
I don't know that he's a
pariah. He is, bro. Look at the 76ers now. They rocking and rolling. They won 7 straight?
Yeah.
They got rid of the system.
Sixers are moving.
Yeah. Tyrese just dropped like 50. He just dropped a 50 bomb. The second youngest player in 76ers history since Allen Iverson.
Oh, you talking about Maxey? Yeah.
Yeah, Maxey. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey. Yeah. Hit me up the other day. So I'm on the first name basis, Tyrese.
Gotcha.
Your man's 129, the Knicks over the Hornets. Your man Randall's still doing his Randall act, bro.
His Randall act?
Yeah, bro. RJ Barrett, when RJ Barrett is out, the team suffers more than when Randall is out, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Randall, to me, he has value. When you want to talk about how much you paying him and the cap and all of that, I get it. I get it. All right. You paying him $20 million. You can't just trade him for this and that and all that. But yo, sometimes you just gotta cut your losses short, man. To me, Randall just doesn't do it, bro. He did something the other day. I was watching the game, and he was just dribbling till he got stripped of the ball. And the defender just snatched the ball from him, just time to dribble, snatched the ball, and just went up the court and scored, bro. Like, come on, man. Give up the rock, man. You're stopping progress, bro. And he doesn't step up and give Brunson the helps that he needs when Brunson needs it, because he's right in the middle. Matter of fact, why are you by the arc, by the 3-point line? How tall is Randall? Like 6'9", 10?
6'9".
Something like, yeah. You 6'9". Why are you by the arc? Why are you by the 3-point line?
How tall is Wembanyama?
He's not.
How tall is Kevin Durant?
Man, you're making excuses for that. Let the Suns account for what Kevin Durant does.
What I'm saying is unfortunate.
Hold on. My response to you is, when you said how tall is Durant? Durant is 6'10", but let the Suns worry about what Durant does. Wembanyama is 7'4". Let the Spurs worry about what Wembanyama does. On the New York Knicks, if I got to live in New York City and root for the Knicks and watch Randall do the same thing game after game after game. Although you always holler, he gives you 20 and 10.
So if you put Randall in the paint, what you going to do with Mitchell Robinson?
You ain't got to put him all in the paint. First of all, Mitchell Robinson has feet. He can move out of the paint. He doesn't have to stay in the circle.
Out of the paint and do what? On offense, he's a lot.
He gonna be catching rebounds. I won't say
he's a liability, but on offense, on offense,
I'm not gonna defend the argument of trying to keep Julius Randle on the Knicks just because you don't want to take a cap hit. I'm not gonna defend that, bro. You want to keep Julius Randle, then have at it, bro. But I think players who are more slashing, like RJ Barrett, are more complimentary to Jalen Brunson than Julius Randle. Julius Randle was already there, and I know you can't just like get rid of him because he was there before Brunson. But I'm not buying it, bro. I don't see it. And I would be happy if the Knicks snatch a 4th or 5th seed this season. But the only way they're going to do that is if Randle kind of lets his ego go and plays more team ball, bro. Like, your skill set is not so dominant where you can just get the ball all the time and we're just going to just watch you try to score. Like, he's not that athletic. He's not. If you see that, then correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he's that athletic. He doesn't have that where the ball got to be in his hand and he's automatic buckets, bro. He goes on vacations. But, I just want the Knicks to do better, bro. And I don't think they do it better with Julius Randle. But I know you disagree with me on that.
I don't think you're going to do better than Julius Randle for the value. I don't think that as far as the value is concerned, I don't think you're going to do better than Julius Randle.
Scrap it then. Forget the value. Just scrap it. You just need to get more complementary players. Brunson gives you more heart, soul. He gives you more guts. He gives you more,
but less assists,
more passion.
Julius is a better playmaker than Brunson is.
I doubt that. I don't agree with that. Julius is a ball hog. He's like a vacuum. He's like James Harden. He got to have the ball in his hand. He's ball dominant.
And what about Brunson? Your argument.
He scores though.
Julius
that game
don't
when
score?
Brunson put up 45, what did Randall do?
Randall,
13?
who just came off an ankle surgery?
No. I ain't hearing about no surgery. Then sit down then. Get out the way, bro. If you going to talk about you had ankle surgery, then sit your ass on the bench. Don't get on the floor then, bro. I don't want to hear that. If you could suit up and get on the court, then I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. If you that hurt, sit your ass down on the bench, bro. Let more athletic and younger players come in and give their heart and soul. Because Brunson needs someone who can match that same level of energy. Randall doesn't do that energy level, whether he has a certain skill set or not. He doesn't do it, bro.
I don't think Randall, I think the biggest indictment you can make on Randall is he don't bring that energy defensively.
He don't bring it at all, bro.
And offensively, sometimes he's out of control. Offensively.
What about when he has his?
But again,
he's
I
in the
think
picnic basket situations when he just goes and he gets in his head and he's in the picnic basket and he just gets a stupid tech or make a dumb foul or he makes a dumb play and throws a ball out of bounds or makes a ill-advised pass or something along those lines.
Yeah, when you handle the rock as much as he does, I'm not a fan of him bringing the ball up and all that other stuff, but it's some games that it works, some games that it don't. To the point I was making about him being a better playmaker, this season alone, 4.9 assists for Julius Randle to 4.3 for Brunson.
What about the points per game?
Well, 22 so far for Brunson. 22 points per game. And Julius is at
what,
18. 18.
Oh, 18. See?
18.
You a big man.
18 and 10.
You a big man.
With 5 assists. Yeah, how many big men is giving you 5 assists a game?
You big man. But you know what it is with him? Those stats are misleading because in crucial moments during the game, like who they played the other day, the Bucks? Oh no, the Celtics, excuse me. The Celtics. Yeah. They were up by like a bucket or two over the Celtics the last game that I watched.
By last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then after that, come out with no energy, no intensity. The Celtics go on like a 10-point run and they go up by 10 and they carry that and they beat them like 114 and like 90 something, 98, 94, something like that. I'm like, come on, man. You gotta look at the situation for what it is, man. You might like Randall. It's like being in love with someone that you know is not no good for you, bro. They give you moments of passion and joy, but you know they're not no good for you. You gotta let them go, baby. You gotta let them go. I just think we'd be better off with more players like R.J. Barrett, man, that could slash and dash and get to the bucket, shoot them.
I agree with you there. We definitely need more. We definitely need wing players or a better wing player.
Bro. Yeah, bro. The Clippers, you're right. I think Harden and that experiment there, how do you think that's going to pan out?
I think it'll get better towards the end of the season. They definitely need to move one of them cats to the bench, though. I think Harden is probably the odd man out. As a matter of fact, it'd be better for him to come off the bench because you let him rock with that second unit, and he just got green light.
Yeah, he needs to be the bigger man. Instead of being the system, he needs to be the bigger man and just say, "Yo."
Well, that's
coach,
on Lou. That's on
come
Lou.
Off.
That's not on him.
No, he can step up and step to Coach Lou and be like, "Yo, coach, Let me come off the second squad, man. I think I need to get my game legs back. I need to get my basketball form back, and it'll give me an opportunity just to, work that out while I'm on the second squad. I think Harden needs to be the bigger man and just do that. But him being the beard, being weird,
I'll tell you what,
he ain't gonna do it though.
The criticism has been right now, Lou's insistence on playing James Harden with the first unit and saying that James Harden needs more touches. He needs to be more involved in the offense.
I think that's
and that to me is saying that you need to take the ball out of PG's hands, out of Kawhi's hands, which doesn't make sense. But then when you think about it, subconsciously, Tyronn Lue might be saying, you know what? We need Harden to go berserk, and we need them other two dudes to relax because they're going to get hurt. They're not going to be available for the playoffs. From that rationale, I can absolutely understand it. That's what I said. That's what I said when he went to the Clippers. Because Harden is notorious for being all world in the regular season, and then playoffs.
I can't agree with that though.
You can't agree with what?
I can't agree with you forecasting injuries on players. Like Zion Williams has been notorious for being injured, and he's hardly been in the league for 5 years. I'm not going to forecast injuries on PG and Kawhi because like I said last week, I want to see them on the court. So I want them to be on the court. And
so
want
what do you do when they inevitably
hold on,
get
let
hurt?
me finish, bro. Let me finish. I want that to resonate that PG and Kawhi need to be on the court. If they hand over the reins to James Harden, he's just going to hijack the team like he's did in the last 4 situations where he was at. And you're not going to get no chip. Never hand over the reins to James Harden. No, I'm not going to forecast PG and Kawhi getting hurt. Injury aside, Kawhi is the best player on that team. Skill set, PG, and at this stage, it's a pick 'em between West Boogie and Harden. Harden doesn't seem to be like focused, like he's on too much of trying to get attention. He not showing up to Philly, and then this and that. Then he gets traded from Philly. Now he's with the Clippers. Like the Clippers were not assembled with James Harden on the squad when the season began. It was not an intention of the Clippers to have James Harden on it. So now that James Harden is there, they have to adjust. And they're saying it's going to take like 10, 15 games. All right, fine. Give James Harden his 10, 15 games. Give the diva what he wants. But I think that would be a mistake on the Clippers' part. Let him come off the second squad. Come off the bench on the second squad, bro. Like, he doesn't deserve that much loyalty where you're going to put Westbrook, who's already been there and putting in his work in and has improved his play, PG or Kawhi, who's already been there, regardless of injuries. If one of them get injured, then you move them up to the starting squad. But I don't agree with that. Like, why are you giving the helm of your team, the reins of your team, over to someone with a track record like James Harden?
Because of the talents, because of what he does in the regular season. You know, he led the league in assists last year.
10. He had 10 a year. Yeah, he averaged 10 a game.
He led the league in assists last year.
But he doesn't give you that energy. Like, that's the thing. Like, if he doesn't even give you a full effort and he could get 10 assists, imagine if he gave you a full effort, what he could do. That's my point to you. You're satisfied with saying that Harden had 10 assists. He led the league in assists, which is not so hard to do because a lot of people love to shoot more than they like to pass the ball.
Leading the league in assists is not hard to do.
No, I'm saying you're not going to find a lot of players who want to pass the rock. So who is his competition? It's not like Tim Hardaway, Stockton, Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd are all competing for the assist crown. Like, most of these cats like to shoot the rock. They don't like to pass the ball. Harden has not had one of his breakout games. They're still trying to even decide from the body language and from the way that the Clippers are performing. They're still trying to decide if they even want to fuck with Harden. To be honest with you, it looks like they don't even really want to have Harden on the team. Like, he just came and he's hijacking the team like he normally does because he has the biggest salary. He's the biggest cap hit, and then the GM office, and he tried to get upstairs and be in the front office.
He's the third highest player on the team.
Okay, well, in this
behind
instance,
Kawhi and PG.
But he's coming to hijack the team. Why should they?
Well, he led the league in assists last year, and he's a better shooter
and
he's a better shooter than Russell Westbrook. So, in my opinion, Westbrook should go to the bench.
Nah.
Let Harden play with that starting loop.
Nah.
So what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
He's been putting in that work.
What does that have to do with anything?
He ain't been putting in that work. You just gonna get somebody just walking off the street?
It's all about chemistry, man. It's all about
they
chemistry.
Have no chemistry.
Right.
So you really
right. Exactly. They have no chemistry with Westbrook starting and Harden on the team, and Harden with Westbrook and Harden starting.
Before Harden, they were 3-1.
Right.
Since Harden got there, they're like 0-3.
Were they?
Yep.
Nah, they weren't 3-1.
Yeah. Harden is a cancer. Mills Lane, I feel you. Harden is a cancer. He did it in Houston. He did it when in Brooklyn when there wasn't even no situation for him to act like that. Excuse me. Kawhi got injured. Kyrie got injured. And he left the bag to KD by himself to carry. Then he went to where? The 76ers. Now he's landing at the Clippers. Like, come on, man. That's like the chick of the week, the freak of the week you don't even want to deal with. Like, bro, all of y'all ran through her. She ain't nothing special. Come on, man. You wanna mess with the chick that everybody in the crew done ran through? Nah. You can keep Harden. That's why I said he comes off the second squad, man. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with that, and I respect that, but I don't think that's gonna work with that, bro. That's not gonna work with that.
One of them need to go to the bench, though.
No, so why should it be Westbrook? It should be Harden. Sit Harden ass down. Sit his ass down. He's a diva anyway, man. You coming to play on the team, then work your way into the system, man. Get to know the homies and get to know the system and the plays that we run. You just want to come in and you saw that pass that he made the other day? He passed the ball to Iron Eagle in the stands.
You saw that? You saw that?
Iron Eagle was calling the game.
You saw that air ball in crunch time that Westbrook shot?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Of course not. Of course not. We can sit here going back and forth calling out bad play for bad play.
All right, so you're advocating.
I'm not calling Harden a Boy Scout. I'm not calling Harden a Boy Scout. But my whole point is that one of them need to come off the bench.
Him to sit. All right, so contact Ty Lue, hit him up on X or Twitter, whatever they call it now. Tell him to bench Westbrook and start Harden.
Ty Lue is under the impression that Westbrook just needs more time and touches.
Stand strong. Stand as Big Perk says, stand on your business.
Oh, that definitely go to Westbrook.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about who dressed the worst. The beard itself just geeks me out. Like, bro, go where you going. But enough. Ty said to start Harden and bench Westbrook. We gonna see how that pans out. And stand on that, bro. No back and forth, no excuses. Stand on that. Start Harden and bench Westbrook. I'm saying bench Harden and keep the Clippers as they are. Don't make no compromise or don't make it easy for Harden, because all he gonna do is come in your team and spread like a cancer and bring your team down, and then he's gonna try to leave once it doesn't go his way. That's it, man. Moving along to his former team, the 76ers rocked the Pacers 137-126. Now, Harden is gone from the Sixers. Everybody was talking about, oh, the Sixers without Harden.
Addition by subtraction.
You was just saying start Harden. So why let him go if he's so valuable?
Because him and what's the name didn't play well together.
And I'm seeing that on the Clippers too,
Him
bro.
and Embiid didn't play well together.
And I'm seeing that on the Clippers
I won't even say
that
they didn't play together, man. But to everyone's point, man, Harden is a head case, and he wasn't happy for whatever. Matter of fact, he wasn't happy because he didn't get the extension that he thought what's his name? The GM promised him.
He's still not happy.
Daryl Morey is a liar. I'll never play for any organization that he's a part of. Okay, good for you, bro. We know that Harden is a cancer, but he's still a talented player, and I think that talent can be harnessed in the right situation. I don't know that Ty Lue is that person,
bro.
I don't know that Ty Lue is that person, bro. I don't know.
There's no right situation.
So what? Harden should retire. So he should retire. Is what you're saying,
bro?
James Harden should be out of the league. He should be out of the league,
bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you keep asking me over and over. I've said yeah. How many times you need me to say it?
You think James Harden should be out of the league?
Yep. If you're not giving you 100% and you are
wilding. He led the league in assists last year.
So what? He's still not a team player, bro. He's not a team player.
How you say he's not a team player and he led the league in assists?
He's been like on 4 teams in the last like 4 years.
Right.
6.
And the mishaps have come in. Listen,
and nothing, bro.
Before he got to Brooklyn, the worst thing you could say about James Harden was that he would sell out in the playoffs.
Bro, that's enough, bro. You trying to sell me on that? Come on. You can keep Harden. The Clippers made a mistake, man. If you think it's good to start Harden, like I told you, hit up Ty Lue, tell him put Harden in the lineup and sit down. He's already
of that opinion, so there's not.
All right, so tell him to sit down Westbrook because you said there's too many of them in the lineup.
I'll give him a call after we get off.
I do that, bro, because I'm tired of hearing you pick up Harden and stand on that. Then don't.
I'm not bigging up Harden. I'm just not like you where I think he needs to be out of the league and he's trash.
No, the strategy
he
was
destroys any team he goes to. And
you asked the question, right? First, you said, should he come off the bench? I said yes. Right? Yeah, text him this time of the night. Harden be out in the nightlife. Instead of trying to get his game better, he'd be out in the club tricking like 100 stacks, 100 bands. So the first thing was to have him coming off the bench. The next thing is Harden needs to be out the league if you're not going to give you 100%, man, because we trying to win, man. If you ain't trying to win, then sit your ass down, bro.
Do you know how crazy it is to say that a dude who led the league in assists the previous season needs to be out of the league?
So what,
So what? That's your argument? So what?
That's like me having to talk to the chick with the biggest booty. Like, no, you got the biggest butt. That don't mean I got to talk to you. You got talent, but now I'm going to go talk to somebody else. I ain't dealing with you. I ain't messing with you. Harden could go, man. That energy, that's a thing, man. That energy, that's not a good vibe for a team. If it's just him, like I always say, if you boxing, you playing tennis, you golfing, you know what I'm saying? Harden got to go, bro. But I want to watch that because I don't want it just to seem like I'm just getting at Harden and I'm disagreeing with you. I want us to watch this situation with Los Angeles Clippers, bro. I want us to watch that. Just like I'm watching your man Randall. And when we watch, we're going to see what happens and what pans out. That's all I'm saying, bro. What about your Bulls, man? I heard they doing the house cleaning with DeRozan and Zach LaVine.
I didn't hear that. Well, actually, I read something today where they said they would explore deals or whatever for Zach LaVine or whatever.
Logic, John Logic. Yeah, I'm firing everybody today, man. That's funny. But no, Harden got to go, bro. I've seen him do it to like too many teams. Now I was responding to Logic. He just hit me with something. But yeah, the Bulls. What you think about the Bulls? I know what you think about Harden already. Start him in the lineup and bench Westbrook. So we talking about the Bulls now. I heard on the wire today that Zach LaVine and DeRozan are on the market.
Zach LaVine, they've been on the market. At the end of the day, they're not going to get what they want for LaVine. I don't think he's a difference maker, and he's making like 50-something mil. So, if I don't know is this the last season of his contract?
Probably. He could be a complimentary piece, though. He could fit well in Philly. He would do well in Philly with Tyrese and Joel Embiid. He could do some work in Philly, but anyway, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Like, Chicago has fallen so far. They haven't had, like, a really reputable team since Derrick Rose, right?
Right.
And that's been a while, bro. And they had a first after the first loss of the season, first game, they had a players-only meeting. So things aren't really going too well in Philadelphia. Who's the coach over there? Scott Skiles? Billy Donovan?
Chicago.
Billy Donovan, yeah, he's the coach over there. So, Billy, you better fight for your job. Moving along, the Rockets rock the Nuggets.
Good start for you, Doka. Brought in the
like
right
the
vets.
Rockets 6 straight.
Brought in the right vets to set the tone and build the right culture out there. Shouts out to Houston. I couldn't believe analysts was talking about Harden going back to Houston. Like, they was really saying that, he's gonna go, like Houston was gonna give him a max contract. Like, come on now.
They should dig a ditch in Central Park and that's where Harden should play. A ditch in Central Park. That's where he should play at, man. He should play pickup ball on West 4th Street, man. That's where Harden need to go, man, because you ain't taking it seriously, man. And you're getting paid too much money. The Pelicans fall to the Mavericks, 136-124. And the Spurs, they fall to the Heat. The Heat they having a slow start, but I think they'll pick up. The Thunder with SGA just rocked the Suns 111-99, and the Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards are doing their thing. The Lakers with AD coming back on the squad, he's often hurt. That's one person that, when you speak about injuries, I understand when you say it about him, but like, god damn, I don't know, man. I don't like to see no players hurt. I like to see them out there getting their bread, man. Any surprises so far with the NBA season?
Yeah, definitely
tipping off.
Philly.
Right.
Philly got to be one of the biggest eye openers so far this season. And then to your point, Houston with the start that they're having for sure. I think also another noteworthy thing is Milwaukee. I think
like 4 and 5.
Yeah, I think the thing with Milwaukee, man, is the vets are in playoff mode. Like I was watching a game the other day. I can't remember what game it was, like last week or something. And they were even talking about, one of the commentators were mentioning about how slow and methodical Milwaukee plays.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he's like, to say that they don't play with energy is not accurate, but like it's slow and methodical. It's almost like they're in playoff mode. They're in playoff mode now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they need to, I don't know. I think So Drew Holiday was a big loss. I mean, you bringing in Dame, so you picking up that offense, but what they've given up defensively, from what they've given up defensively, also was some of that energy that they got offensively, and I think that's where they're kind of suffering right now. I think they need to get it together. They, because right now, like I said, they're in playoff mode, and if they're in playoff mode now, they're going to be in trouble once the playoff comes around.
But Giannis, he dropped like 54. Then the next game he dropped 35. Then he dropped another 35. The game where he dropped 54, they lost.
Yep.
And then Dame has been hobbled by
missing games already. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like, that's why I don't try to call out injuries on players, because that shit is likely to happen. But
ain't nobody wishing an injury, but you got to go by.
Nah, but I don't want to forecast it either. Like,
I know
Kawhi's gonna get hurt. I don't want to put that in the air.
I'm not saying forecast it. I'm saying prepare for it.
Nah, you said it's gonna happen.
Contingency plans, and it's not even like you got one injury-prone player. They got two, PG and Kawhi.
That's why I said you don't bring it up. Like when you on the Clippers compound,
would you ignore it?
You don't. No, if you're on the Clippers compound,
if you the GM,
you're not on the Clippers compound. So all right, so if you were on the Clippers compound, you gonna walk around like, yeah, man, again, I don't know what's gonna happen, man, this season, but got to get ready for Kawhi and PG to get hurt. They would run you out the arena, bro. Like, you're not gonna go in there with that mindset. You're not there on the Clippers franchise or team, so I understand you saying that, but you don't want to project that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to project that? It's called insurance,
bro. It's just called
like you want to say. So you want to say, oh, LeBron is old, so he's gonna get hurt in his 21st season. Like, you don't even want to put that in the air. You don't even want to be the one to put that in the air. Although historically, PG and Kawhi have gotten hurt. I don't know with Kawhi. It's been a little mysterious and weird. PG, I know, has had some horrific injuries, but Kawhi has had some mysterious injuries, and I can't account for his durability or him showing up day in, game in and game out, but I'm not going to put it out there. Not for no Harden to get no burn. Harden is the last person I would have like commandeering my franchise. Like, Tyronn Lue has too much experience. Doesn't he have a chip? Didn't he have a chip with the Cavs?
Yep.
Yeah, like, come on. Anyway, man, the Hawks are beating the Pistons 114-110. The Pacers are up in the fourth quarter over the 76ers 99-96. In the third quarter, the Magic over the Nets 79-73. And the Thunder over the Spurs 73-50. What do you think about your man Wemby? He's not getting that work in tonight.
Nah, he needs to put a little more weight on, man. But once he does, and provided he can stay healthy, he has some durability to him. I mean, the way he can score, I seen a couple of games, man, and it seemed like he was tripping and just flipping the ball up into the hoop, man.
Right. He scored 38 points.
And he can shoot. And he's blocking anybody that's shooting within 6 feet of the rim, yo. It's not making it to the hoop if he's down there.
Wow. Yeah.
He's definitely gonna be a generational player, man. I think his durability will determine his legacy. Because we all know that big, not even say big, tall, slender guys, they have durability issues.
Right. Like Sam Bowie.
Like
Booyah.
Like Ralph Sampson. Like Yao Ming. Like Sean Bradley.
Sam Bowie, they picked him before Jordan.
Like Greg Oden.
Yeah. Sam Bowie goes down in infamous draft history. The Portland Trail Blazers chose him before Michael Jordan.
What was Embiid's injury? Because wasn't he didn't he miss like the first 2 seasons or something like that, or the first season and a half? He didn't play for like a season and a half after he got drafted, right? Out the gate. I mean, way more durable now, knock on wood, but yeah, man. So, you know, that remains to be seen, man. But like I said, if he can stay healthy, man, Victor Wembanyama is going to be a beast in this league.
You got to put on some more pounds, though.
He will.
They
He's
could
19.
just push him out the box, man. He'll
get
knock
there.
him out the box.
He'll
like
get
on
there.
some slick Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick. He's too slim. You got to put some pounds on, man. But
sure, because when they played New York, Mitchell Robinson had him under. I won't say he had him under lock and key, but matter of fact, he did have him under. He did have him under lock and key.
What did he put up, like 15?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. All right. Any thoughts rounding out round ball around the world? Remember that round ball? The world.
Tonight is in tournament games.
Tonight.
The NBA in-season tournament.
Yeah, I just read off the scores.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the games tonight count towards the in-season tournament. Right. Tonight and Friday.
Tuesdays and Fridays, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. I don't know. That is, I think they should keep that on the weekends, though.
The in-season
tournament? I think Tuesday and Friday games, those days don't really captivate attention, more so on the weekend, as opposed to a Tuesday. Like a Tuesday, all right, Taco Tuesday. What else is Tuesday known for? You really going out, like you really checking for in-tournament game on Tuesday, and then on Friday, you own the town, especially if you're single.
Exactly. So why have those games on the weekend when people are out and about?
Because you home. On the week, I'm home more on the weekend than on a Friday. Friday is the night you go out on dates and you shake and bake on the town. On a Sunday, I'm home, bro. I'm home on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Friday, Sunday. I'm out on the town. If you out on the Sunday, then that's a person. That's a person who does it. Yeah, they do. Not as much as when the NFL season. Once Christmas hits, once the holiday season hits, they're gonna start having more Sunday games. The NBA, I know that for sure. That's on their schedule. So we're gonna move on from round ball around the world, playing 21. The other day I was thinking about playing Utah, reaching the summit, backpedaling like Travis Hunter covering the route. Let's slide through week 11, slate of NCAA football games. Louisville over Virginia, 31-24. He had Ohio State, who's ranked number 1, over Michigan State, 38-3. Number 2, Georgia, 52-17 over Ole Miss. Had Michigan beating Penn State, who's ranked number 10, 24-15. Florida State, who's ranked number 4, 27 over Miami, who's unranked, who had 20 points. Washington over Utah, 35-28. Oregon Ducks over the USC Trojans, 36-27. TCU falls to Texas Longhorns, 29-26. Alabama mollywhopping Kentucky, 49-21. Oregon State in another mollywhopping over Stanford, 62-17. Missouri over Tennessee, 36-7. UCF with one of the upsets of the week over Oklahoma State, who was ranked number 15, 45-3 in another mollywhopping. Texas Tech, who just fired Jimbo Fisher and just offered to pay him $76 million.
Not offered, they owe him.
Well, it's guaranteed. They offered it. That was their contract. 16-13 over Kansas, and Oklahoma over West Virginia, 59-20. LSU over Florida, 52-35. And we got Arizona, the upset Kings, over Colorado, 34-31. You got Iowa over Rutgers, 22-0, giving them the donut. And you got Tulane over Tulsa, 24-22. Yeah, man. So any games that caught your eye this week?
I mean, only that Michigan game because of the fact that Harbaugh wasn't on the sidelines. You know, remains to be seen if they get that injunction that puts the suspension off till after the season, till they can appeal it after the season. And then you saw the what was his name? The assistant who they had on the sidelines that was coaching Michigan after they won. He was getting interviewed, and my man was just letting the expletives flow, bro. Like he was talking like, Harbaugh, man, I love the shit out of you, man.
Fucking A, man. I love you,
he was cursing his tail off, man. It was
this
funny.
is for you. But
right,
that's
exactly.
not the problem
Crying
I had.
and
The
all
problem
of that,
I had was the crying, bro. Like, keep your bearings about you, bro.
He was emotional, dog.
Nah,
everybody's
man.
not the same, man.
Hold your
Everybody's
water,
not
man.
the same, man. Everybody's not the same. Man.
We can agree on that, bro. But I'm just saying, I don't need to see a grown man crying on TV.
Nah,
it isn't like agree. He died, bro.
We can't.
Coach Harbaugh didn't die.
You don't know what he felt. You don't know what that man felt. You're not in his heart. You're not in his head. So
that's an overreaction, bro.
Maybe it was, man, but you know.
That's an overreaction. You crying? You crying, really? Come on, man. You crying. He ain't died. What are you crying for? I can see you getting emotional, getting a little choked up. Pound your chest, man, and salute your coach, man, and just say, yo, we brought it home for you. We brought it home for you, Gipper. But all that crying, come on, man. That was an overreaction, bro. Like
you just overreacted.
No, I was just mimicking
you exaggerating
him,
the shit out of it.
That's what he did, bro.
The man wasn't sobbing. He was talking.
Bro,
he was talking. He had tears in his eye and he was talking.
If I have logic, pull it up, man. They'll see it. They'll see it. I wasn't overreacting to Ross. That's what he did, bro. All that crying for what, bro? Jim Harbaugh ain't died. You already got a machine of a team. You're ranked number 3. You beating people by like 30 points. It wasn't like it was a close game. 24-10. Like, come on, you won by 2 touchdowns. And Penn State is ranked like number 10. What's all that crying for?
It was like vindication.
Like Biggie said, what's all the blood clot crying for? What's all the blood clot crying for, man? Miss me with that, bro. I hear you, but I don't hear you. That's all I'm saying, man. There was no reason for the crying, bro. You held your team down, man. Hold it down like a soldier, man. This is Salute to the Veterans Week, episode 9, man. We ain't crying, man. Like they said, even Tom Hanks said, ain't no crying in baseball, man. Ain't no crying, man. What are we crying for? Harbaugh is going to go get the restraining order probably this Friday. He's probably going to get the injunction, and then he's probably going to be on the sidelines coaching. And not just that, he can coach the team during the week. He can still coach. He can get a whole game plan right up until you walk on the sidelines. All right, son. That's like just sending your child off to military school or whatever. Like, they gonna win, bro. The only test I see them really having, they play Maryland this weekend, bro. They play Maryland this weekend. They're gonna rock Maryland. Harbaugh not. They played 3 games without Harbaugh this season for some other shit. And my thing is, like, why are you just targeting Harbaugh? All the colleges do it. All of them do it. The sign stealing, the pre-scouting, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a witch hunt. Because I was listening to it and I was like, all right, cool. But if all the teams do it, why are you just going after Michigan? So that's kind of fishy to me. And that's why they're putting in for that restraining order. Whether they get it or not is yet to be seen. But whether Jim Harbaugh is on the sidelines for the Michigan Wolverines versus Maryland or not, they're still going to win. There may be a question when they play Ohio State. What do you think when they play Ohio State?
They're going to get Ohio State too. That's going to be a great game. Let's see if Ohio State can. That's going to be the first game where anybody scores over 17 on Ohio State.
You think so? Ohio State has a stealth defense.
They do.
You know? So.
Do you see Ohio State holding Michigan to under 17 points?
Well, Penn State held them to 24 because usually Michigan puts up like 40, 50 points. I think it's going to be, I say Michigan 24. I think they keep them about 24 points. I think it'll be like 24-17. Michigan over Ohio State. Excuse me. What do you think?
Sounds about right. I got Michigan pulling that out.
All right, cool. Moving along, reaching the summit part 2, NCAA basketball men and women's week 1 rundown as some of the top teams take week 1 losses. What was your thoughts on the week slate of games, NCAA basketball men and women's? I know Michigan State took an L early. I think the first game they took an L on the men's side. And then on the women's side, UConn took an L early.
Right.
They were ranked number 2. LSU took a L early. First game of the year. And there was a couple of upsets. Arizona got another upset, but in basketball, and they jumped from I think they were either ranked in the high 20s, and they're ranked like
number 3.
Number 3, exactly.
Yeah.
They leapfrogged through that one week. They caught 2 upsets during the week. So just the top 10, KU is 1, Purdue is 2, Arizona ranked 3, Marquette ranked 4, Connecticut 5, Houston 6, Tennessee 7, Creighton 8, Duke 9. They also took an L this past week. FAU is 10. Gonzaga, Miami, T&M, Texas A&M, usual suspects. We're going to get more into the NCAA basketball men's bracket as the season moves along. Any predictions on that?
Too early, man. I don't even really do deep dives into college basketball this early. I'm a Syracuse and St. John's fan, and unfortunately, Boeheim's gone, and Rick Pitino don't look like he gonna make any bit of difference for St. John's this year. So, we'll see what happens around February for me.
They took an L last night to Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what about on the women's side? LSU took an L early.
Yeah, that's crazy.
LSU, I'm sorry. LSU. Then UConn fell like
UConn. Yeah.
Well, LSU took an L on the first night of the season.
They 2-1 now.
Yeah, they had a couple rompings that they executed, but the first game they lost like 92-78, and then UConn took an L. But I got to definitely big up Caitlin Clark, who dropped a triple-double the other night, and then she dropped like 44. Iowa
Shout
Hawkeyes.
out to Iowa.
The
Lady
Hawkeyes. Lady Hawkeyes, yeah. Definitely somebody we got to watch. Do you think she's the player of the year? Early prediction.
Early, yeah. Who got it last year? Who won it last year? Was it Boston? Aaliyah Boston won it from South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely in the running early. Let's put it like that.
I don't know. The only thing that stopped her last year was the LSU Lady Tigers, because there wasn't no stopping Caitlin Clark. Like she dropped 44 in the first or two, between the first two games, bro. She's like average. She's like putting up her numbers, bro. And you got Dawn Staley in South Carolina in the #1 spot. Iowa's in 2. UCLA's ranked 3. The Utes, Lady Utes, are ranked 4. Lady Buffaloes are 5. That's who beat LSU. That's who beat LSU in the first game, the Colorado Lady Buffaloes.
Yeah.
And you got Stanford ranked 6, LSU 7, UConn Lady Huskies ranked 8. Virginia Tech is 9. USC is 10. Texas, FSU, and so forth and so on. We'll get more into the slate of games for the NCAA women's games. Any dark horse? You got any favorite teams in the women's bracket?
Not at all, brother. Not at all. You got the usual suspects. I'm surprised Baylor's not up there.
Well, they probably are. They probably rank like
21.
20
Yeah, 21.
Like 20
and they only played one game so far, so yeah.
Yeah. Aren't they Lady Tigers too? The Baylor Tigers? Yeah, the Baylor Tigers.
Okay.
Tigers, I think, is the most popular mascot name.
Mascot name? Probably
yeah, the
is.
Tigers. Tigers. That's a good question. Anybody out there know what's the most
Tigers or something with cats?
Yeah, cats, wildcats,
Bearcats, wildcats.
I think it's the Tigers though, because you got like Missouri Tigers, especially down south. They love to big up a tiger down south. LSU too worried about social media and winning now. Oh, with the Angel Reese. Angel Reese. I heard she was looking good in that Sports Illustrated fold with the swimsuit issue. Maybe she's still caught up in that. Who knows? LSU Tigers. But I think they're gonna be in the thick of things though. Cause that coach, the LSU coach, she's not having it. She's not having it. She be getting in it. She be getting at their players, but she does it in a way where it's like she ain't barking and spitting in their face, but you can see her intensity. Like, yo, I want to win. Do you want to win? If you ain't here to win, like, what are you here to do? And she challenges her players. Any thoughts on Reaching the Summit Part 2 before we move on?
Nope.
All right. Guts and Ice NHL standings. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Rangers. Boston's 11-1. They lead in the Eastern Conference, followed by Florida, who's a couple games back. In the Metropolitan, the Rangers are 11-2, followed by the Panthers, Carolina, 9-6. They got a good cushion there. Dallas Stars are 10-3, followed by Colorado. And you got your Golden Knights at 12-2, and Vancouver at 11-3. Connor Bedard is the Chicago Blackhawks rookie. He's doing his thing. He's putting up his numbers. You know, he's a phenom. Got to big him up. Also have to big up Henriq Lonquist, who was inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame as well as into the Rangers Hall of Fame. Salute. Definitely. Henriq Lonquist. Any other thoughts on hockey? I know it's a little early. The ice ain't really melt for black people yet. We don't really start getting into hockey until playoff time. But I started seeing more black hockey players, though. So that's a good thing, man. Get that hockey money. Just be careful,
I'm starting to see more black hockey analysts. That's impressive. Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Not just on the ice, man. They getting these dudes in studio behind the mic. So most of them is Canadian and whatnot, but
they talk with an accent.
Yeah, you hear that
they
little
talk
accent.
with the French accent.
Not French. It's
or
not
English.
It's
British.
not a French accent, but it's something, man. You could tell, like, you ever heard Tristan Thompson? How he talks?
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar thing. Like
okay.
you can just kind of hear it.
Okay, definitely. And we definitely have to repeat that the death of Adam Johnson, former Penguins player, has now opened up a investigation into his death, and they're looking to see if it was a murder, or at least if not a murder, it was a accidental homicide. Someone who was not exercising restraint and caution, and were being reckless. What they call that, voluntary manslaughter. Yeah, manslaughter.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. So we definitely hope that if that's the case, that the person gets brought to justice. Moving along, live from the Diamond, the off season begins. It's a time to award the best of the best. Winter talks heat up. Well, the rookie of the years, Gunnar Anderson and Colin Corbin were awarded the rookie of the years for the AL and the National Leagues, respectively. The other awards are yet to come out. Any talks that you hearing for the baseball season besides them firing Buck Showalter, the Mets?
Nah. Then who just hired Ron? Didn't Ron Washington just get hired? Manager for I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, Ron Washington just got hired.
And did Dusty retire again? Did he hang it up?
Yeah, I think that's might have hired Ron Washington.
Nah. Washington went to the Angels.
Oh, the Angels. Okay.
Yeah.
I know Carlos Mendoza got hired by the Mets. Brian Counsell got hired by the Cubs, which that's kind of a iffy situation because they're like mortal rivals. The Brewers, Milwaukee, and Chicago are like baseball wise, they're mortal rivals. So, but they paying him a truckload of money. So, big up Greg Counsell. Even though I don't really rock with you like that because you was on that Arizona Diamondbacks team that beat my Yankees back in the early 2000s. I don't really rock with you, Craig Counsell, like that. Yeah, I definitely don't. But, just got to report the sports news as it takes place. So we're moving along, man. Giancarlo Stanton, the GM, Brian Cashman. Now, this is crazy. Like, I get at you for talking about players getting injured. GM Brian Cashman has called out Giancarlo Stanton and said that he would more than likely be injured this season. And they have to plan for that. He's missed 45% of the games that he's played or he's getting paid for with the Yankees. He's played like 371 games and he's missed like 349 games due to injury. Any thoughts on Giancarlo Stanton? And my thing is, like, you DH most of the time, bro.
Man, give that dude away. Give him away and bite the bullet for however long you got to, man. But
that's what I be saying, bro. Sometimes you got to get that up, bro. No matter the cost, you got to get them bros up. Just get rid of them, bro, and move on. Turn the page, man. New chapter in the team's history, man.
It was a bad contract to begin with, man.
Yeah, well, they inherited that from the Marlins.
I've always been but I've always been of that opinion. I mean, you love the bat when it's productive, but to the other point that I made, man, how many teams win a chip with the batting champ on their roster.
Well, he was the home run champ, but then after that, I think he had like 59 home runs, had like 143 RBIs. Then after that, came into New York. He did some damage, but
Florida
he
got
put
rid of him
them
for a
numbers
reason.
up.
Yeah,
man. So that's definitely one to watch, because when your GM talks about you like that, do you think they're gonna make a move and get rid of him?
I don't think there'll be any takers. So you stuck, man.
So they could just write it off. They could just write it off.
Or give him one of them Bobby Bonilla contracts.
Nah, just pay it. I think the Yankees is the second richest sports franchise in North America. I don't know about Manchester United and all of that. But as far as the North American franchises, it's either Dallas or the Yankees. And they're both above $6 billion in value. So I don't think they'll miss anything. They're gonna be all right if they eat that contract, man. They eat that contract. The young shortstop, he won the Gold Glove this year. Aaron Judge won the Roberto Clemente Award, and I think that they should win a couple more awards. We're gonna have to wait and see until those are announced, but I think we should get a Cy Young on the team this year. So we're gonna see about that. So moving along, we done with the diamond and the hot stove. You ain't hear nothing else on the hot stove?
I'm good.
All right. Yo, monsters of the week, man. We had some usual suspects and some new additions. Logic, man. Let me run. Yeah, you have Giannis Antetokounmpo, definitely was a monster, putting up them numbers, man. The Joker passing LeBron 107 triple doubles in his career, and dude barely jumps off the ground, man. I don't even know how he does it. Bigging up your man
Being
Wemby.
6'11" helps.
Yeah, bigging up your man Wemby, the slim assassin, putting up 38 points. You know, he's trying to put up some Tim Duncan numbers, but we're going to have to wait and see what else the youngster can produce. Definitely got to hit the French fries and meat and potatoes aisle up, man. Put some more weight on his bones. Don't be no minute bowl, bro. Dak Prescott balling out of his mind. Another 4 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns passing, 1 running. He's doing his thing. Josh Dobbs, the arrow scientist from Nassau, putting up his numbers, leading his Vikings to their second victory. CJ Stroud putting up historic numbers for a rookie after setting the all-time yardage in a game with like 470 yards. He broke Andrew Luck's record, put up 350. He's balling out of his mind. Caitlin Clark, who I mentioned had a triple-double in one game, dropped 44 in another game. Jalen Brunson, who dropped like 45 with no help from Julius Randle, put up like 13. Yeah. Singleton definitely putting up his numbers. Noah Brown, former Dallas Cowboy. Devin Singletary. TJ Hawkinson for the Vikings, tight end, put up his numbers. Brandon Cooks, we put an APB out on you last week. You showed up. Like 9 catches, 173 yards, leading receiver on the team. Trey McBride, Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, still putting them numbers up. Anthony Edwards, SGA, Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, who threw for like 4 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels, who threw for 3 and ran for 3. That's out of this world. He threw for 3 and ran for 3 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels, was definitely a monster of the week. Any
sure.
monsters that I might not have seen caught on the radar, on the monster radar?
Nah, you touched them all, dog.
All right. Moving along, man. Underdogs of the week. Rising to the occasion like underdog with the upsets of the week. Yo, Geologic, man. Bring them underdogs in the building. It's my favorite shit, bro.
Criminals in this world of fear and bring the laws that they should fear and fight to all who see or hear.
Yo, that Broncos game, bro.
Underdog.
They were definitely under. Do you ain't expect the Broncos to win?
Nah.
Over the Bills.
The Bills gave that victory away, man. They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
That's just how it goes, bro. They say sometimes you need luck, man, when you playing in professional sports, bro. So the Broncos got a little luck, man. They were still an underdog and they rose to the occasion, bro. Russell Wilson, he threw a pass. He threw a pass, bro. That was crazy. And the receiver tiptoed at the side of the end zone, bro, and drug that left foot, bro. That was a beautiful play. Russell Wilson is looking like the Russell Wilson of old. So maybe whatever him and Sean Payton were going through is finally working out. Definitely have the Arizona Cardinals, who's upset of the week, underdogs. The Browns beating the Ravens. UCF upset Texas Tech. The Rockets beating the Nuggets. The Timberwolves, James Madison, they knocked off a big dog last week. They knocked off Michigan State. Arizona men's basketball team, BYU knocked off St. Mary. Weber State, Pennsylvania, Colorado Lady Buffaloes knocked off LSU. The USC Lady Trojans, FSU, Marquette, NC State, and Stanford rounds out the underdogs for the week. Any underdogs that you want to big up, my G?
Nah, you hit them all, bro.
All right, it's moving along. BK Todd's top 5 QBs. Let's get it.
That's right. This week in BK Todd's top 5, we're going to talk about the top 5 QBs all-time NFL history. Coming in at number 5, we have Mr. I'll be back in December, Aaron Rodgers, currently the Jets quarterback, but formerly of Green Bay greatness, 2010 Super Bowl champ and MVP, 10-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, 4-time MVP with over 28 individual awards to his credit. So shouts out to number 5, Aaron Rodgers.
Salute.
Number 4, I've never seen this guy play, but just off of his accomplishments, you got to give it up. Number 4 is Johnny Unitas, who played from 1956 to 1973. 3-time NFL champ and a Super Bowl champion after that. 10-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, thrown for a career 40,239 yards, and has led the league in passing and completion percentage 4 times with over 290 touchdowns. So number 4 is
kicker
Johnny
too. I think towards the end of his career, he became a punter or a kicker.
He was a do-it-all, man. He was a do-it-all.
He was the gold standard before I would say the dawn of the 90s and the Bill Walsh West Coast offense era, and where the league became more passive.
Yeah.
He was a gold standard.
18 years in the league, all but 1 with Baltimore.
Him and Y.A. Tittle. Y.A. Tittle was his rival. Y.A. Tittle. Yeah, Y.A. Tittle was on your Giants. Yeah.
Correct. Coming in at number 3, we have Joe Montana.
Yep.
15 individual awards, 4 rings, 8 Pro Bowls, 3-time Super Bowl MVP. And in 192 games, he's thrown over 40,000 passing yards and 273 touchdowns. And he played for the Niners and the Chiefs. Coming in at number 2, we have the less famous Manning brother, Peyton Manning.
Really? Says who?
Who has 2 rings, 14 Pro Bowls, and a 10-time All-Pro. Over 71,000 career passing yards and 539 touchdowns.
Air it out.
With a career completion percentage of 65.3, which is highest of all of the QBs on this list. And is probably widely considered one of the smartest QBs in the game when he played, because it was no secret that he was limited athletically. He was like the LeBron James of QBs, in that he knew the defensive strategies that he was getting ready to face almost as good as the defensive team that
Omaha.
Yeah,
Omaha.
he was the audible king. So shouts out to number 2, Peyton Manning. And coming in at number 1, it's no guess, it's no surprise, it's no secret. It is his more famous brother, Eli Manning, coming in. No, I'm joking. Coming in at number 1, we got TB12. Whether you like him or you hate him, there is no disputing the greatest signal caller in the history of the game. 7 rings, 15. You heard that right. 15 Pro Bowls, 3-time NFL MVP, 5-time Super Bowl champ, over 38 individual awards throughout his awards. And
7-time.
What was that?
7-time Super Bowl champ. 6 with the Patriots, 1 with
7-time champ, but 5-time MVP.
Okay.
5-time MVP. As a matter of fact, the last MVP that he got was in 2020 when he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and took them to Super Bowl victory. 649 touchdowns in his career, with
that's number 1, right?
89,214 passing yards. It don't get any better than that. So to recap
the dude drank out of the fountain of youth, bro.
Yeah, and to think too, Brady was as good as he was, and outside of Randy Moss, never had like a top tier QB to throw to. So shouts out to Tom Brady.
Deion Branch was a Pro Bowler.
Deion Branch was a Pro Bowler, but he was far from a household name as far as wide receivers.
Well, because if you followed the Patriots, you knew who Deion Branch was.
Right. If you don't follow the Patriots, you still know who Randy Moss is.
Because Randy Moss had a name before he got to the Patriots. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's gonna know Randy Moss. Like, that's something that's not everybody's a household name like Randy Moss. Like,
not everybody's a household name, but most of the time when you think of an
wide receivers, when you think of wide receivers, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Michael Irvin, like cats like that come up off the rip.
Right.
The cats from the cats from the Greatest Show on Turf don't come to mind so readily as
they do when you think like about that team. But outside of that team, you don't think
you
about
say
them.
The Greatest Show on Turf.
Exactly. But when you think of that team,
all right, so you
don't only think of the QB.
Name the wide receiving core then from that team.
You got Torrey Holt, you got Isaac Bruce. Who was the other one? Those are the only 2 I can remember. One of the reasons why I remember Torrey Holt is because he actually coaches AAU basketball, and he coached in a game against my son years ago. It was crazy.
Okay.
Got his picture and all that, he's bigger than he looks too.
Oh, bigger. Well, he retired, so he put that weight on.
So he put that weight on. He definitely put that weight on, yeah. But recapping the top 5, we got Aaron Rodgers at number 5, Johnny Unitas at number 4, Joe Montana, the Great, at number 3, the indomitable, and let me tell you, man, that brain of his,
The abomination.
the leader with that head that he got, man. Shouts out to Peyton Manning coming in at number 2, and then the all-time Tom Brady coming in at number 1.
Yeah, his resume is undisputed.
Greatest NFL QBs of all time. That's top, and that's BK Todd's top 5 this week.
You know, I just like to I can't dispute your list. It's very respectable, highly respectable. I just want to give a shout out to the draft class of like what I think it was 83 with Dan Marino, Jim
Elway
Kelly, and John Elway and them cats.
Yeah.
You know, they had like 7 Hall of Famers in that draft class.
Absolutely. Only reason Marino didn't make this list, man, is because he don't got a ring. It was a toss. I'm gonna tell you, it was a toss-up between A-Rod and Marino.
Okay.
For number 5, but
so
A-Rod got that chip.
You left Y.A. Tittle off of there?
Yeah, I left Y.A. Tittle off of there.
Bart Starr?
Yep, I left Bart Starr off.
Roger Staubach?
Like I said, man, none of those are as accomplished as Johnny U, and I had to give him some
Bradshaw?
respect.
Terry Bradshaw got 4 Super Bowls, bro.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
He's very underestimated, man.
With Lynn Swann and Franco Harris.
That's one thing I would
had Mean Joe Green on the squad.
Yeah. John Stallworth, Franco Harris, Rocky Blair.
Exactly. So to my point about Tom Brady not having a noteworthy receiver, you think of all of these other QBs, and outside of Johnny Unitas, well, probably Peyton Manning. Well, you could probably no, because
Terry Bradshaw had 2. John Stallworth and Lynn Swann.
But what I'm saying is
retired,
you can almost always associate.
Was old, and
you can almost always associate a great QB with a receiver. Tom Brady is probably the one where Randy Moss, but outside of Randy Moss, man, for 6 Super Bowls in New England, and you ask the average person, and they can't name a wide receiver. Ask the average person. Ask the average person. Ask the average NFL fan to name a receiver that won a Super Bowl with
if
Tom
someone
Brady.
is a Patriots fan,
name the average sports fan, a non-Patriots fan, but that's a sports fan.
Well, if you followed the Patriots, because the Patriots were in contention, and whether they were your team or not, you followed them because you disliked them. You always want to know what a team that you don't like is doing. So the Patriots had Deion Branch. But to your point, yes, Randy Moss. I would have to really but they were more known for special teams and defense and having a crisp running game. Like I remember they got dude from the Cincinnati Bengals back in the days. That's when Bill Belichick was the GM mastermind. He would fit and plug whatever pieces he needed, man. But yeah, I could see your list. No Y.A. Tittle, no Roger Staubach, no Terry Bradshaw, no Fran Tarkenton,
no Steve Young, no Brett Favre.
Well, Fran Tarkenton had all he broke all of Johnny Unitas's records, so that's why I say, give him honorable mention then. But yeah, man, thanks for your list, man. Thanks for your contribution to this jam. Thanks for being my true blue brother from another mother, man. Hold me down all the time, man, since we was like 6, 7 years old, man. Anybody tried to pick on me, Ty be like, yo, back up, man. I'll be like, all right. They think I'm the one. No, they gotta watch you.
Hey, yo, shouts out to Flatbush, right? Shouts out to shouts out to East 16th Street in Beverly. Shouts out to East 17th in Beverly.
Cortelli Road.
Word.
Dorchester, Ditmas Ave, Albemarle, Tennis Court, Church Ave, Caton Ave, all the way up, man.
Shouts out to Holy Innocents.
Holy Innocents, man. Yeah, man. We used to be over there a lot. I wonder why, man. But we'll discuss that another time.
That's 18th, right. East 18th.
East 18th, right there. Holy Innocents. Yeah, man. So yo, thank you everybody for tuning in. Sports in the City, live from the arena. Thank you, my brother BK Ty. Always, man. Love you from way back, man. Enough said with that. Logic,
Always love,
man.
brother. Peace.
One love, man. Thanks for holding it down, man. Thanks for putting up with us. All of those in the iRant network, in the Ranters Union, on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, man. We here,
Salute.
man, just trying to do the thing. But remember, never forget this, man. We bring up that original sports content. We do it like nobody else does. And they imitate us. You'll see it. Check the subliminals. They on TV now saying, yup. And they talking with our lingo and our slang. But it's all good, though. Me and your man, BK Ty, is going to big up Logic. We going to big it up. And Sports in the City, man, we going to be here, man. We going to do the thing, man. Live from the arena all the time, man. BK Ty, man, it's on you, bro.
Bye, y'all.
More congratulations first on the win. To say that this has been a crazy 24 hours for your guys. To win.
There go your man.
Environment when there were doubts. Sherm, what does it mean to you?
Well, I thank the Lord. Well, I thank Coach Harbaugh. I love you, man. I love the shit out of you, man. You. This university, the president,
all right, bro.
AD, we got the best players, best university, best alumni in the country. Love you guys. These fucking guys right here. These guys right here, man. These guys see it, man. Talk to him, man. Love you.
Yo.